Yeah, that's the path that I'm looking at.
So you'd fight Canelo?
Of course I would. He's a legend. He's a legend, and he's again a good little quote was let your idols become your rivals. My dad fought Uli Cesar Chavez Senior back in the days, and he grew up watching him, and nothing's everything's a possibility, especially when you're at this level right now at the very 1%, and especially a win over Mendoza uh, would be in the line.
Terence Crawford, he's sort of, potential move up to 154. Is that a fight that could be a mega fight for yourself?
Yeah, I'd work on that with both hands as well. Any mega fight, I'm not scared of no one.
Is he beatable, Crawford?
Crawford's very hard to beat. Very hard to beat. I'll be honest with you. He's when I say Charlo, I say a lot of gaps, a lot of holes. But Crawford, yeah, he's number one pound for pound for a reason. But that doesn't mean that he's unbeatable. Yeah. There's always you can always find something.
Now you're heading to the US for a camp soon as well.
Yeah, tomorrow.
And what are you hoping to sort of get out of that?
In the zone, be surrounded by like-minded individuals, and just get on that hard grind.
Tim Tszyu, happy to get this fight finally announced.
Oh, finally, man. Been a long time in the process, but yeah, I've been on the grind for quite a bit of time now. So I knew it was locked in. So it's good to finally let the public know.
What'd you make of the press conference today? He seemed quite confident and sure of himself up there.
Look, yeah, as a fighter, you have to be confident. You don't want to go into a fight thinking you're going to lose. It's a bit stupid of you. So it's good. It's good that we're both confident. We're both coming off big wins, and yeah, it's going to be a cracking fight.
What have you made of his career, and sort of his last two performances were massive wins for him?
Yeah, he's got that underdog mentality, which is good. He comes in with nothing to lose and proves everyone wrong, and he's fought the very best. So yeah, he's done very, very well for himself. So it's a great stepping stone for my career as well.
Sort of a fight are you expecting? Are you expecting it to trade in there, or more of a boxing sort of fight? What can we expect?
Whatever I feel like on the night. I could play in one thing, could go the other way. See what happens, man. See what happens on the night.
Do you feel like you have shown different styles throughout your career? You box a fighter one fight, and then you might, put the pressure on them the next. How do you sort of,
Yeah, my style's evolving, and it changes, I guess, through experience and the way I stay in the ring non-stop and in the gym. So.
El Charlo, do you have a message for him?
The message was sent clearly. You know what's up. You know what's next. I'm coming. I'm coming to America.
Congratulations on this, Tim. Perhaps the first of many. Any final words to everyone who's come out here today and who's watching around the world?
Australia, you know, but the world, you know now. What's my motherfucking name? Say my motherfucking name. Tim Tszyu.
Hey, Aussie. Tim Tszyu, mate, getting hyped up. He's fighting Brian Mendoza. He got a fight coming up, and Tim Tszyu is hyped up. Yeah? And now Tim Tszyu says, yo, if Jermell Charlo wants to go face Canelo Alvarez, how about I go face the winner? They said to him, you want to face Canelo Alvarez? He said, bro, I don't give a fuck. I ain't scared of nobody. I just want the big fights. Hey, bro, this Aussie guy, bro, Tim Tszyu, bro, he wants that smoke with anybody. And he even said, if Terence Crawford wants to fight, he goes, I know how good he is. He goes, I can see why he's pound for pound. I can see why Bud Crawford is who he is. But he goes, anyone can lose, and I want to fight. He goes, I fight Terence Crawford. I fight fucking Canelo Alvarez. I fight everybody. Just give me the fights. Hey, man, listen. You can say what you want, bro. He brings the money. He brings the whole country. Hey, he wants that fucking smoke. And he is now a world champion, elevated world champion. Hey, Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Wow, you got yourself a fucking guy that wants all that fights, man. I'll tell you what, win or lose, I like his attitude. Win or lose, I like Tim Tszyu's attitude, man. I just like it. I like how he's hypnotized. I like how he's dedicated. I like how he's disciplined. And he's now in America training for the Mendoza fight. This guy is really putting everything that his father has left behind. I gotta give him this. Tim Tszyu, he ain't playing. And you know what? He don't even need his dad in the corner. He don't need his dad. He's doing this with his own back. You know, some fighters, yeah, they live off their dad's name. He don't even call his dad's name. He understands that my dad was a legend. So he don't want to take nothing. He can't. He knows that his dad's is a fucking on. You know, his dad was somebody in his own era. He's a legend. But Tim Tszyu, I gotta give it to him. He got a good attitude. Tim Tszyu's got a good attitude. He said, look, man, America better know my name. Tim Tszyu says, Americans know my name. He goes, they know who I am. They know I'm knocking down the doors. They know that I want all the smoke. And he said it today. He goes, if my fight after this is Terence Crawford, I'm ready. Bro, at least you know that even if the guy wins or loses, he's willing to put it all on the line. Yo, this is what boxing's about. This is what boxing's about, man. Boxing's about trying and giving it your best. Whether you can win or lose, are you willing to take those challenges, fight to be a great? And he's got a good attitude. You know what I'm saying? And I got to tell you this now, bro. I feel like this guy's going to be even giving you a statement on October against Mendoza. You know what I'm saying? I'm letting you know now, bro. I always can see something special in a fighter. There's always something about a fighter, yeah? Every fighter has an X factor. Well, Tim Tszyu has his X factor. And I'm telling you now, it ain't going to be easy to break this kid's will. He's a hypnotized fucking boxer. And I'm telling you now, you might be better than him, but you got to know that he got a spirit and a heart of a champion. Tim Tszyu's got a spirit and a heart of a champion. Because I'm telling you now, bro, you remember my words. Remember his motherfucking name. He gonna fight everyone. Just remember this Aussie's name, bro, because Tim Tszyu's coming for the smoke. And he gonna go get those fights because he brings a whole country and a lot of money and a lot of that Australian exposure that he's got. They will support him. They are behind him. He is the Australian golden boy. I'm letting you all know around the world, the Aussie is for real. The Aussie's for real, bro. Listen, I think the Aussie would have beaten Jamel Charlo. I believe he had the heart. I believe he's got the heart. He ain't got the injuries. He doesn't have the inactivity. I believe he could have beaten Jamel Charlo. I'm letting you know now. The Aussie had Charlo's number. I had him. There's something about him. I believe he was fresher. He was younger. He is ready. And I believe that Jamel Charlo couldn't have broke his spirit. It would have been a tough fight for Charlo, bro. I'm telling you. But I'm going to give it to him now. They can't stop him anymore. They made him wait a long time, and now he got his own belt coming, bro. And he got that belt that he gonna defend against Mendoza. So then he's officially a world champion. You can't stop him after that, bro. He brings some power, and he's gonna try and get these big fights. And I would love to see Terence Crawford go and get his feet wet at 154 and fight Tim Tszyu. Yeah, mate. Tim Tszyu said, yo, Crawford is pound for pound number one, but I will fight him. I want to see that. If Tim Tszyu puts on a great account of himself, like he always does, bruh, I don't care. Tim Tszyu versus Terence Bud Crawford, that's a big fight. That's a big fight. The Aussies will come out and, yo, Terence Crawford wants to make that money. Terence Crawford wants to make that money, then, yo, pull it on with Tim Tszyu. You know what I mean? But, yo, give me a second, guys.
What up?
How are you?
I'm great.
Can we meet you?
My name is Tunde Tupac, aka the Rap Killer,
Tunde Tupac.
the Rap Flexer, kill them all.
Your
Rappers.
name, your name.
Your name is
Tunde
Tunde.
Tupac.
Tunde Tupac.
You can write the Rap Killer there.
But Tunde is your
It's
name.
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Tunde, with your dressing, I know the kind of song that you're about to present.
Yes.
So you want to tell us about it?
Just rap game. I kill the rap game because the haters want us down, but they're not gonna get us.
You don't
Calm
need to
down.
tell us about the haters now.
Rappers, right? You're a
Yes.
rapper.
Rapper.
Good. Let's hear you.
Check it. Ha ha. Check it. Ha ha ha. Check it. Check it. Check it. I rule everywhere. I rule. They want to take me down, but they cannot take me down. Yeah. I rule New York. I rule Lagos to Atlanta. We go to Chicago. Check me out. Check my game. My game is tight. All the haters, I shoot them in the brain. Pull up. I've been around with my guys, 50 Cent, Tupac, Biggie, Snoop Dogg. We're all in this game together because I kill them all. I kill Tupac and I kill Biggie. I kill them all because they can't contain my rap game.
Hey!
It's off the hook because I'll kill you all now.
No, calm down. You killed?
You killed who?
It's just a lyric. Don't fear.
Lyric.
Yeah.
Your lyric
Hey.
will put you in trouble. You have to be very careful. You don't just go about saying things that you don't know.
It's a rap game. That's how it is.
Oh, okay.
How old are you?
I've been in this game for more than 20 years.
How old are you?
Awesome.
I'm 15 years old.
What?
Just forget my age. Just focus on how long I've been in the game.
And you know Tupac. You know Snoop Dogg. You know
By the
50
grace of
Cent.
God, we met in the States.
Oh.
Which state?
Akwa Ibom.
This guy.
You're just a joker. You know what? Just go. We'll get back to you.
That guy never gets old. He never gets old. What's going on, Carl Me Old China?
Just fucking chilling, bro. You know, just my God just fucking keeps fighting every cunt. I don't know what's going on. He just
Nah,
keeps
you know
fucking
what it is?
fighting.
You know, I'll tell you what he's doing. They're very smart. He's very active. So when the big day comes, he's ready. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, exactly.
you got to remember, Tim Tszyu is getting himself prepared for major fights. So him staying busy is the best thing he can do.
Yeah, exactly. The other pussy don't want to fucking fight him. Got sand in his fucking pussy. Yeah, Tim will fight anyone, man. I've been saying this for a long time. He don't duck any smoke, bro. He might take a L, but he'll just keep fighting, man. He'll
You
just
know
keep
what I like
fighting.
about him, Cole? He's got the old-fashioned backdoor, you know, that attitude.
He's a throwback fighter, bro.
Yeah, he's a throwback fighter, mate. He's got that attitude, bruv. And
Hey, he's the definition of a throwback fighter, bro. He keeps busy. He wants all the smoke. He don't duck anything, man. He'll fight any motherfucker that wants to step in the ring with him. Hats off to the dude, man. He's got the skills to pay the fucking bills.
I mean, hats off for Brian, to fight him as well, you know, because don't forget, these guys, they know what he possesses, right? And Brian Mendoza, he's been doing good, though. You got to give it to him. He's come out with 3 knockouts, bro. He beat Fundora, Jason Rosado, And that guy, what's the other guy's name he beat? I forgot the other guy's name. Whitaker, right?
Yep.
So what I'm saying is, he's coming off 3 fucking back-to-back wins himself. So I think, it's a good fight. Don't be sleeping on this guy, Mendoza, because he just fucking knocked out Fundora, bro.
He's not sleeping on him, mate. It's the best fight at 154 right fucking now.
And I'll tell you what, though. At least he's busy. And he's got a good fight. He's got a fight against a credible opponent. So I think this is good for Tim Tszyu's career. But what do you think about him saying, now that Charlo has left the division, there's no, the belts are going to probably scatter. He said that he's willing to go up and face the winner of Canelo and Charlo. He goes, I'm in it for the big fights. Do you think that's a bit premature, or do you like that he's willing to do something like this as well?
I think that's a bit of publicity rap, if I'm honest.
I know, but do you like the attitude in his
yeah,
attitude,
mate, he'll fight anyone. He doesn't give a fuck, bro.
But you wouldn't like to see that actually transpire. Being in where he is in his career, there's a lot to do at 154, 160. You probably wouldn't want him to do that thing for the money. If it's not
and he's
something...
not wide. He's not wide like that, bro. He won't be a part of this PBC deal. I'm telling you that right now.
He's what?
He'll just keep doing what he's doing, bro, and just keep knocking motherfuckers out at 154, and then move up to 160 and repeat process.
Yeah, look, right now he can do some big things even at 154. He says if Crawford wants, I'll take the big fight with Crawford. He knows Crawford's a great fighter, but he said at this point he's willing for the big fights to happen. Now, after Brian Mendoza, right, let's say that he puts on a spectacular performance or he puts on a good one. Where does he go? Because he'd be a world champion, WBO champion, wouldn't he?
Yep.
So,
well, he's that without even fighting Mendoza.
As a world champion, he's done all the hard work. He's been knocking down, like, let's say he's been, he started as a plumber. Then he went and became a contractor. Now he's at a point that he's a CEO. He's coming to be part of that CEO category. So when you become that CEO, and Carl, you've done all that chipping, where does he go? Because now you got a belt. That means you must want the biggest fights for the biggest money. And who you want to fight?
He'll want Bud, man. I'm telling you now, he'll want Bud. Because Charlo's a fucking pussy. Who knows what the fuck is going through their brains of those fucking 2 twin sisters. But Bud will take the fight, and Tim will take the fight, mate. One of the easiest fights to make in boxing.
Yep. Because Bud was a WBO champion for a long time.
That's right. Bud's been down the WBO route for a few years, so he knows the WBO. And guess who's the champion at 154? So if Bud wants to be a 3-weight undisputed champion, guess who he's got to get past? Got to get past that little fucking Aussie.
Yeah, and that's a big money fight because Bud Crawford has also eliminated at least a lot of fights because of what he's looking for. And actually, Tim Tszyu has been mentioned already because they know there's only limited fights that can pay those kind of millions. And Tim Tszyu is one of those names for Bud Crawford. So it all can gel in, and it all can gel.
Yeah, you won't need no fucking 5 years and no side of the street, none of that bullshit to make this fight. This fight will be the easiest fight to make in boxing history. They'll sit down at the table. They'll go, all right, you want my belt. Here's your split. Here's your split. You happy with that? Yep, good. Here's the date. Yep, let's get it on. That's how that's going to go down.
Now, let me tell you something else. I do want your opinion on the fight. It's fight week. And, we know people are very like, okay, Usyk won. We get it, right? But it's still fight week, Cole. So we're not here not to talk about the fights that are still coming up on the weekend, even though they're not the biggest fights for the people all over the world. Do you know what I mean? But for us, This is still a big fight because Usyk, at the point where he's a heavyweight now and beating Anthony Joshua, there's some big expectations out of Usyk, right? But I just want to sit back and just show you this. heavyweight boxing is slightly different. Slightly. That you can be one punch away for where your fucking lights can get shut out. It does happen, Cole. You've seen it many times, right? We also
yeah, of
know,
course.
yeah, but we also know this, that where Usyk has put himself in this platform today as a heavyweight, his expectations are really high, right? That's what we expect out of Usyk. Usyk's a strong favorite. He's expecting to win this fight, hands down. But I just want to take everybody back before the Anthony Joshua fight. Who saw the Derek Chisora versus Usyk fight? If you actually watch that fight and that performance, with Derek Chisora gave Usyk a hard fight, on that performance, you might think another heavyweight could beat Usyk. It's just the way that he beat Anthony Joshua. So can Daniel Dubois catch this guy? And it's very unlikely, bro. Because this guy is just got such great skills, Olympian. He is such a pedigree that the IQ would win him this fight, you would expect, hands down. Am I right?
100%.
There's
I
no
think
way to
Usyk's
see that this guy can catch. I mean, would you say that he's only got a chance of a puncher's chance?
at best. At best. He hasn't got a fucking snowball's chance in hell of beating Usyk. He's going to dance around him. He's going to feel like he's been stung by a fucking heap of bees and he's allergic to the cunts. He won't know what the fuck's hit him.
So it's going to be something like we're going to expect this guy to be missing a lot of punches. We're going to expect Usyk to, use those angles, catch him, and maybe, what are we expecting? Because let me just show everybody something here. Just want to remind everybody. Have a look at Daniel Dubois' box rec in the last 10 fights. Carl, this guy's got a 99% knockout ratio. His only fight that he's lost is against Joe Jordan. Every guy this fucker Daniel steps in with, he knocks them out. He's the guy, Carl, 6 years ago, that fought Anthony Joshua and knocked him out. Did you know that?
Yep.
That's how he made his name behind the scenes.
Yep.
He knocked Anthony Joshua out, bro, in sparring. Daniel Dubois has got a powerful punching power.
Yeah, but I mean, look at his look at the names, bro. Like Trevor Bryan, like he got knocked out by Slow Joe. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
People are saying my mic is fucked up, Carl. Is my mic fucked?
It sounds all right to me. It's probably mine.
I don't know. They're saying the mic's fucked a little bit. But look, at the end of the day, for me, it's still a good fight. It's still fight week. I mean, everybody, if I even said, there's not even point having a prediction, really. It's no point even prediction or having a prediction for this fight because 99% of the people just don't feel like Daniel Dubois got anything apart from a puncher's chance. I'm sure they've worked on a couple of combinations and punches to get themselves trying to get an opening. They must have a game plan. But
they're going to need the best game plan of his fucking fighting career to even stand a fucking fleeting chance against a fucking fleet-footed, quick fucking dude like Usyk, bro. Usyk's like the heavyweight version of fucking Lomachenko, bro. So, I don't know. I just think his fucking footwork and his head work, I just think he's going to be too sharp for fucking Daniel Dubois, bro, and he won't know what the fuck hit him.
So what's your prediction then? How does it go?
UD. It's the one thing with Usyk is he hasn't got the power to knock people out, but
Not a
He just
heavyweight
piles the
either.
points on. Yeah, that's right. He's a cruiserweight. He's a blown up cruiserweight, but he's just such a classy boxer, man. He just can just put points on you. Before you know it, like a minute into a round, the dude's got 20 shots on you, and you're still jabbing in midair.
Yeah, he's gonna tire him out and then take him into the later rounds and just outbox the kid. I mean,
Yeah, I think so, man.
my thing is this though: has anybody ever seen USYK vulnerable in a fight? I don't remember him being vulnerable even
Nah, not really.
even against Gassiev, Braders. He was very, very composed in all fights.
I think Bradus probably gave him his best fight.
Yeah, Braders gave him his best fight, but he was still, like a chess player, tick for tack.
Yeah, 100%.
Has anybody seen USYK in any professional fights look like he's got wobbled? I think Usyk's got a granite chin as well, isn't he? Or he just doesn't get hit flush like that.
Well, I think he gets hit. Look, I mean, Joshua caught him a few times, man. But the one thing I notice is a lot of people don't follow up. Like, I didn't find a lot of people say I'm wrong, but AJ never let his fucking hands go on him, bro. Like, he caught him in the body, and he's just throwing one and two punch
AJ
combinations.
did well against him in one round, bro.
Yeah, I think it was round 6 or 7.
AJ still did something.
But you can't fucking fight a guy like Usyk and give the dude fucking 5 rounds on you before you start warming up. You can't do that against an Usyk, bro.
But Usyk took a little step back when he got hurt a little bit in that round.
Yeah, he did. He went back to the ropes and to the side. And you can see him wince. Like he had that evil smile on his face and he stood to the side. You know when you've been tagged, like when you get that smile, you know you got him. Like you've got, oh yeah, you got me a good one. You gave him that look. But Joshua just fucking folded back up and went back into his guard, into his high guard. And I'm like, fuck, you got to get in that pocket, mate, and just let those fucking hands go.
But what?
I don't know how you beat Usyk.
Must have enough punching power to keep a heavyweight at bay, though, for a bit. Like he did it with Joshua. He must have enough snap in that fucking punching power as a heavyweight, bro.
Yeah, he's got I don't know how he keeps him off him, man. I really don't.
I mean, even it looked like Hercules against him, but all those muscles just go to show you, bro. Skills pay the bills. It's the more consistent, clearer shots that the bigger guy can't get his punches off. So even if he's more powerful, he keeps missing and the other guy keeps catching. So that's what's wearing him down and slowing him down. And that's what's fucking hurting him over the period of consistency.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Because the more it happens, the more as the rounds keep going. Go on.
No, I was just going to say, what's Dubai's tank like, bro? What's he going to be like in that deep water, in that 10, 11, 12?
I don't fucking know. I mean, it's just a fight. I'm not expected Daniel Dubois to be fighting Usyk to the point where I think, where's his stamina going to hold up? Because if anything that is going to happen here is that you're going to see Usyk trying to wear this guy down and bring him into deeper waters in the later rounds. So you would expect this guy to get tired, right?
Yep.
That's what we're thinking, right? But I don't know. We got a couple of people in the chat. We got JB. We got another guy over here, Mr. Jack Marshall. Is that you, Jack?
Tell your mods, like, whoever's banning me in the chat, like, mod me or, like, fucking man up, bro. Like, you're letting me, like, getting banned in the chat by little feral mods.
I didn't understand what you said. Say that again.
Just mod me so I don't get banned.
That's up to the chat. They're the
it's not OG. Up to the chat's up to you, bro.
No, it's not. The OG moderator.
Don't be a weak little bitch, bro.
Let me tell you something, mate. Don't come here and ask for a wrench if you haven't already got one. It doesn't work like that.
Well, that's weird because you're the only
I'll
boxing
tell you
channel I
why
have
it
no
doesn't
wrench
work
on.
like that, mate. You have to be a consistent boxing
I am
guy.
a main.
Wait,
I am one of your main contributors to your channel. What are you talking about?
Wait. There is a system that we got to follow on. Rap Star Boxing Knowledge, bro. If you are one of them OGs, you will get a wrench. Right now, you ain't one of
I
them
am a
guys.
main contributor. What? I don't know
Right
what you're
now,
talking about.
you have not made it into being in wrench level.
Anyway, what are we talking about? USYK Dubois.
Thank you.
Right. So, like, I was on another boxing channel earlier, and I said Dubois had a puncher's chance. Right. I got laughed off the channel, like kicked off the channel. Like everyone was laughing at me because I said Dubois has a puncher's chance. USYK is a blown up cruiserweight, bro. He's like, what's USYK, like 90 odd kg, 100 kg? And Dubois is a big man. Like, USYK's like in the heavyweight division, right? And I believe Dubois has a puncher's chance of knocking USYK out. Yeah, I do. I believe USYK's the better boxer, right? He's the better boxer. He's got the more skill. He's got the better footwork, better technician. But I believe Dubois has a chance of knocking him out, bro. He's got the power, right? He's got a.
I agree with that.
Power
He has got
puncher's
the
chance
power.
of knocking him out.
I agree.
And the only
He
guy
does
Dubois
have the
lost
power.
to, the only guy that Dubois lost to was Joe Joyce, right? And like everyone says Dubois is a robot. Well, what's Joe Joyce? Joe Joyce is a robot as well.
Yeah, but what the fuck's Trevor Bryan, the guy that he beat? Like, Trevor Bryan's a fucking bum. He's fought fucking bums, and now he's about to fight the most elite fighter in the division, regardless of his size.
Well,
this dude's
maybe
gonna fucking,
he's ranked.
this
Maybe
dude's
his
gonna
ranking...
run fucking rings around this fucking Dubois, man. And yeah, of course he's got a puncher's chance. Any cunt in the ring with a set of gloves on has a puncher's chance. That's a given. Any cunt's got a puncher's chance.
I believe he will do more than AJ. I believe Dubois will do more than AJ.
Yeah, the problem with Dubois is he's chinny. He's very chinny, man. He almost got knocked out by Kevin Lorena, man. Lorena ain't no world beater. That's the problem, man. He's chinny, and I think Usyk gonna get his first knockout at heavyweight, man. I think he's gonna knock out Dubois, man. Dubois is just too chinny.
He lost his. Didn't he get his eardrum busted when he fought Joe Joyce? Didn't he lose because he got his eardrum busted?
Here's a whole eye, bro. He got his eye socket busted up.
Oh, his eye socket? Okay, sorry. So yeah, like he obviously had to stop the fight. They had to stop the fight. His eye socket's busted. Like he can't fight on.
But JB Sports is correct though. The one fight he looked vulnerable.
But that's what I was just trying to make the point. That's the only fight he's it's the only fight he's lost, right?
No.
Yeah, but he looked bad when he fought. You remember his last fight though? He fought Kevin Lorena, man. Anybody ever heard of Kevin Lorena? Kevin Lorena almost knocked him out, dropped him multiple times.
It doesn't matter. Like styles make fights, like anything.
But he did come back
division,
to but to
anything
be fair,
happen. This is
to be
heavyweight.
fair
This
though,
is not
I
your
want to
little
say this in
welterweight
his
little
favor
shit.
though.
This is not your like heavy. This is heavyweight division.
All right, but in his favor, JB, I want to say that Daniel Dubois did come back, dug deep, and knocked the guy out.
He came back, man. I thought Lorena had, he didn't put his foot on the gas, man. I don't know why he had him out on his feet, man. He just should have stepped his. I guess didn't want to take that chance, man. But he did not look good in that fight, man. If that guy Lorena would have put his foot on the gas, I think he would have knocked Dubois out, man. He's just too chinny, man. He's a guy. He's got good power. He's a guy that has some skills. I think he's a little bit more fluid of a boxer than AJ. AJ is robotic, but the problem with it is Usyk gonna line him up, man. He gonna set traps for him. He gonna catch him with a shot he don't see. And I think Usyk gets his first knockout at heavyweight. It's not gonna be early. I think it's gonna be somewhere after 6 rounds in the second half of the fight. But I think Usyk's gonna stop Dubois, man. It's just Usyk on a whole other level.
JB, are you going on record saying that Usyk, where we've agreed on the channel, that doesn't have the power, even with Derek Chisora, Derek Chisora, which is a journeyman, yeah, at this point, he couldn't even stop him. You think this could be his first stoppage at heavyweight, where he won't even stop him?
I believe
at cruiserweight. So how do you feel about that, JB?
I think this is gonna be his first knockout
You know
at
that's not
heavyweight.
his style, though, isn't it? Really?
That's
but
not
you're
his
full of
style,
shit.
man. But
You're full
Dubois
of
is
shit.
chinny, man. This guy is chinny. Lorena didn't have no power. Lorena wasn't no one hitter quarter type of
This is
puncher either.
either
He
a
dropped
Dubois knockout or
Dubois
a
multiple
USYK
times,
decision.
not once, not twice, but he dropped him down multiple times, man. Dubois is chinny. That's the problem. And Usyk is a very sharp, accurate puncher, man.
Dubois
He's gonna
chin
line
like
him up with a
what?
shot. He's gonna knock him out in the second
Jack,
half of
let
the
him get
fight.
his bars off.
What are you
Fuck
talking
yeah.
about?
Carl, what do you say, mate?
I said, let him get his fucking bars off. Stop interrupting
Yeah.
the cunt. Fuck.
Yeah, Jack, you gotta wait for
Jesus
people to
fucking
speak.
Christ.
You know,
well, I'm just saying, like, fucking, I
but
believe
Jack,
this
you
fight
keep Jack.
is either
Yeah, but Jack
Dubois
the
knockout
Ripper.
or
Yeah, but Jack the Ripper, you
okay,
keep
like
butting
whatever.
in.
I didn't even know he was talking. Like, shut the fuck
Yeah,
up.
but
bitch.
Jack, you keep
Shut
biting
the fuck
in.
up, little
Yeah,
faggot.
but Jack, that's not. Look, let me tell you, there's only grown men over here. How old are you?
I don't give a fuck who you're sucking off, bro.
How old are you, bro?
How old am I? I'm fucking. What did I say last time?
I don't know. You tell us how old you are.
Oh, see you, dude. Don't waste your time, rap. Anyway,
No, but look,
back to
this
the
is
fight.
what I'm saying, Jack. This
Anyway,
grown-
whatever. Like,
Jack,
fucking.
you
I am just
motherfucker.
on here.
Jack,
Hey, shut the fuck up, you little
Jack,
bitch.
you fucking motherfucker. You
Give a
gotta
fuck about
fucking,
a
you gotta
faggot.
respect the other people on the panel, man.
I don't give a fuck about these faggots.
So what the fuck are you doing then? Get out
Get
of
rid
here.
of this fucking cocksucker.
Why don't you go
Fucking
then? Why
wanker.
don't you go?
Typical,
Go to another channel, you
typical
cunt.
fucking loudmouth fucking Kiwi.
Go
That's
to
all
another
you are,
channel,
just a
you cunt.
loudmouth fucking Kiwi.
You
Fucking
wanker.
loudmouth Kiwi. Go and have another beer, you fucking grog.
You need to respect the guests in the panel, mate. They're proper OGs over here on Rapstar. You just can't come here and curse out Carl, curse out JB.
Shit.
You ain't got nothing. You can't be coming over here disrespecting the people like you fucking own this shit. Motherfucking drunk. Fucking drinking some cheap Russian vodka. Fucked your head up. Cheap fucking drinks you buying. Fucking delusional cunt. Yeah, you go on, JB.
Yeah, I just think Usyk's gonna get his first knockout. I just think Dubois is chinny. He got Lorena. I think actually Usyk got more power than Lorena. Lorena dropped him 3 times in this last fight, so I think Usyk has more than enough power to stop Dubois. I think Dubois is gonna he's gonna be competitive. He's gonna try hard. He just on a skill level he just don't match up, and I think he's chinny. I think he makes a lot of mistakes in the ring, and I just think Usyk gonna capitalize on that, and he's gonna line him up for a shot, get his first stoppage at heavyweight, set up the big fight with Fury. Hopefully, Fury get after Fury take care of his exhibition with Ngannou. So that's what I think is gonna happen, man. So we'll see, man.
You have said that he will stop Dubois.
Yeah, I got him getting his first
you can
knockout
win
at
a lot of
heavyweight.
money. Why don't you bet on that? Because you could win a lot of money.
I might put some money on. I might go to one of these betting lines and put that money on there. I know people gonna probably predict a unanimous decision, a 9, 3, 10, 2 type of performance by Usyk, but I actually think he's gonna get stoppage.
The Jake Paul fight, just like you sat there watching the last Jake Paul fight, like a faggot, like a fucking faggot, bro. You sat there watching the last Jake Paul fight. Now you're on here trying to talk like a big boxing man when you're watching Jake Paul.
Who's talking about Jake Paul? What is this dude talking about, man? Man, you got to stay off the sauce, man. You talking crazy.
JB, tell this guy, man, he's some fucking crazy motherfucker.
His motherfucker's out his orbit, man. I don't know what this fool talking about, man. He talking about Jake Paul. Ain't nobody want to even talk about no Jake Paul. We don't even talk about Jake Paul fights hardly on here. We talk real boxing. We don't talk YouTube boxing.
Let me just tell this guy
These
something.
clowns were all watching Jake Paul, and then they're
All right,
on here
Jack,
trying to
Jack,
talk
let me tell you something, though. Jack,
they're watching Jake
you know the
Paul.
way you're acting.
They're watching Jake Paul.
Jack, but you know the way you're acting. You are never gonna get a range of this channel. You are never going to be a mod.
That's so sad.
No, because the way you're acting, the way you're calling people faggots and coming here with your disrespect.
I'm saying all these guys were watching the last.
Why can't you? Yeah, but why can't you?
And
be
now they're on
decent...
here trying to talk.
Let me
like
ask you something.
Like,
in the first time of your life, in the first time of your fucking life,
you sat there.
Why are you over talking me, bro? Get the fuck out of here.
Fuck
off.
Like,
fuck off.
Oh my god!
No, fuck off. Fuck off. I said to you in the first time of your life, why don't you try and be a grown-up, act mature, and try and have a real man-to-man conversation? Do you think you can do that, Jack? Do you think you got that in you for 3 minutes to have a civilized fucking boxing conversation? Do you think you've even got that in you? Let me ask the chat. Do you think this guy can be civilized for even 3 minutes? Yes or no? He doesn't want to be civilized. He doesn't love himself. He hates life. You know this guy's got some issues here. And people give people opportunities. And this guy's no good for his own good. You know what I mean, JB?
Yeah. He's just talking crazy. He talking about Jake Paul. We ain't even talking about Jake Paul. We talking about Usyk, man, unified heavyweight champion, defending his 3 belts versus Daniel DUBOIS, #1 in the WBA. Man, that's a big fight in the heavyweight division coming up this Saturday in Poland, of all places. I'm gonna be interested to see how the site of the fight is. It's we don't have too many fights in Poland, so it'll be interesting to see how it looks on TV and how the crowd
Oh
is
yeah,
at
the
the fight. It's
fight's
gonna
in
be very,
fucking
very interesting.
Poland. The
Yeah.
fight's in Poland, isn't it? It's a Uzyk's people won the bid, didn't they?
Yeah, it's close to Ukraine. Poland is right on that border between and Ukraine. So it's the closest thing to a hometown fight for Usyk. So he's gonna have a lot of fans, probably a lot of Ukrainians in the crowd. So it should be a rabid, an electric atmosphere. I would imagine there's some people from the UK come down there to support Dubois. So it should be a nice, a real good atmosphere for this fight going down this Saturday.
Man, I ain't seen no fights in Poland. Have you seen any fights on TV on Poland, Cole?
Fucking never. I've got a few Polish mates, but never in my life have I heard of a fight being in Poland.
Yeah, quite a few
I
years
seen,
ago.
but I did hear.
Andrew
I got a
Galata.
shiner from a
Andrew Galata.
Polish bird, but that's another story. But anyway.
I seen Andrew
I
Galata.
did hear that there's a lot of Ukrainian refugees in Poland right now, so that was the logic behind having the fight
Wow,
in
listen
Poland.
to this racist Australian piece of shit.
Oh, Jack, go suck your father's cock
shit.
again, you fucking
Sitting
wanker.
there talking about
Wake up, dead
Ukrainians and
shit.
shit, bro. Like you're sitting there
Oi,
talking
Terry.
racism.
Oi, Terry, tough cunt.
I'm
Oi,
Terry
Terry, tough
big
cunt.
guy.
You're on the
Like,
internet,
fuck you,
fuckwit.
racist
You're
fucking
on the internet, you
Australian dog,
fuckwit.
bro.
You're on the internet,
You
you fucking
absolute
wanker.
dog. You dog
fucking
to
cockhead.
society.
Go hop on your fucking dad's dick again, you
You
fuckwit.
fucking dog
Go
of
and
the
drink
world,
piss
bro.
with your
You
old man and let
fucking
him belt you
You've
up your
proven
ass.
yourself to be a racist piece of shit,
Dead
bro.
shit.
You're a
God,
racist
you're a
piece of shit.
fucking
You've
dead
just
shit.
proven
Are
yourself.
all Kiwis fuckwits
fucking
like you,
absolute
mate?
dog.
Is it a prerequisite to be a Kiwi to be born with no fucking brain in your head? Fuck me, dead. You're a dough banging fuckwit. Fucking toe rag. What else you got for me, cocksucker?
You're bigger than that, bro. You're bigger than that.
Yeah, I'm way bigger than you, cunt, and I'll knock you the fuck out, dead shit. Fuck me, you don't have a decent fucking take. You're just a fucking cockhead. You come on here and you just mouth off every time you get on
I
this
just heard
fucking
you
panel.
speaking racist against Ukrainians because like USYK's fighting this weekend. So you're like, oh, it's really cool for me to be like talking racist shit about Ukraine and the war.
I'm not talking racist shit, you fuckhead.
He never said one thing that's racist. He never said
You're a
one thing.
fucking dickhead. You need to clean the shit out, you little fuckwit. You need to clean the shit out, you
This
fucking
host is more
wanker.
racist than you because he literally.
Oh, listen, this geezer's a cunt, isn't he?
Oh, God.
You know what's the
He's
worst
got some
thing?
serious parts of that
You know,
fucking brain.
let me tell you, Carl, right? Years ago, right? When I used to, I'm talking some years ago, when I used to live at the projects back in the day, I used to see certain crackheads. You know, you give crackheads a chance. Right? I've seen a mate, right, that I know, Leroy, yeah? Leroy used to go to school with me. Back in the day, Leroy was a bad boy. He was good. He was a good kid. But, good on the streets. He was, tough little cunt. And then as time went on, he got on crack. And here and there, I'll see Leroy on the fucking side of the fucking corner of the fucking road, driving here and there. And he'll be like, hey, Rat, you got a fiver you can lend me. And I said, man, look at this cunt. Give him a chance, mate. You know what I mean? Give the cunt a chance.
There's a fuckwit born every minute, Rap.
Crackhead, right? Then you fucking see him again. Oh, man, can you give me a lift? You help the cunt out. You see this, you do that, you do that. After a while, you think this cunt's never going to learn. Never going to learn. Ever in his life. He'd always lie to you, always be uncivilized because he's on that fucking crack. And that's what this cunt fucking reminds me of. No matter how many chances you give him, he will not have the respect to talk in a respectful manner.
You're absolutely full of shit, bro. Plus, you being full of shit as
See
well,
this?
bro.
See this?
Just talking about like giving Leroy. You didn't even say how you gave him a chance. Every time I asked you anything, you just like kept on muting me. Like,
No, man, I've got no time. I'm gonna tell you this
total
now.
pussy, bro.
You are a
You're
very
sitting here talking
disrespectful
shit.
cunt.
You're going on
You're
about
a
giving
very,
some
very
guy a chance,
disrespectful
and you've never
cunt.
like explained
Let me
how
tell
you
you
gave
something,
this guy
you
a chance,
bitch.
bro.
No, go fuck yourself now. You're a very disrespectful cunt. I want you to get help. We're trying to fucking help you here. To
You still got
rehabilitate
your
yourself.
YouTube training wheels on, you fucking idiot.
You fucking cunt. Because you ain't going to be able to speak to nobody like that and get anywhere in your life, mate. Now, I don't know what your wife has done to you or, you know, what's happened in your life, mate. Because you came here one day with your sob story, right? But you need to fix up and get off those fucking drugs and that stupid, cheap fucking alcohol you're drinking. You cunt. Now get out of here. Nobody wants to listen to you. I feel sorry for you, bro.
Yep.
Get out of here. Nobody wants to speak to you. Get out of here. Stop coming in the back. I don't want to hear you no more. You lost your opportunity. But yeah, I think, what do you think about this guy, JB?
Yeah, man. The guy's just crazy, man. He just drunk, man. He getting on here, you know, he don't understand the format of the show, man. You know, you say give your opinion, you let other person give their opinion. You trying to talk over people, you bringing in stuff that ain't got nothing to do with the subject at hand. We talking about USYK versus DUBOIS. He talking about Jake Paul. I was pulling for Jake Paul. You picked Jake Paul. I'm like, what the hell is you talking about, man? We're not even talking about Jake Paul. We don't even really talk about YouTube boxing that much on here, actually. So,
Jake, fuck off,
and
Jake.
this is how dumb the cunt is.
Nobody wants you
this
here,
is how
Jake.
dumb
Fuck
this
off
stupid
now.
Shout out to Mirage.
No,
Shout
fuck
out to
off.
Mirage.
Get out of here.
Shout out to Mirage.
All right then, mate, go then now. Because you got the chat pissed off, you got the panel pissed off. Nobody wants to speak
Shout out
to
to
you.
my man Mirage who brought me here to talk shit to you, bro.
Your man.
Shout out
Yeah,
to my
there
man
you go,
Mirage.
your man.
Get
So
out
you
of
are
here,
a
bro.
faggot. Your man. Go,
Nobody cares
send your
about
man
Yeah,
some.
my man, bro. That's
Send
my
your
brother.
man some nude pics or something. Go send your
Shout out
man
to
some
Mirage.
pics.
Mirage brought me
Yeah,
here.
your
Fuck
man.
over, and I just did it. You just
Yeah,
got owned,
wow,
bro.
you're cool,
Got
bro.
absolutely owned.
Oh, your dad would be
Fucking
so
suck a
proud
dick,
of what
suck a
you've
dick, suck a
achieved
dick,
in
suck a
life.
dick.
yeah.
Oh, your dad would be so proud of you.
Yeah, let me answer the chat. Lisa
imagine
Snow asked a good question. What time is the fight East Coast time? It's going to be, here in the U.S., it's going to be 5 o'clock East Coast time, 4 o'clock Central. So that'll be the time for the fight. Main event going to be coming on there after 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock Eastern. So I don't know what the time be over there in the UK or in Australia, but it'll be on about 5 o'clock East Coast, 4 o'clock Central. So it's going to be a good day of boxing for us U.S. fans. We got a fight during the day, Usyk versus DUBOIS, and then we got a fight on at nighttime. We got Big Baby Anderson fighting a tune-up, basically. A guy that's a step down from his last opponent when he fought Prince Charles Martin. He will be fighting this guy named Rudenko. So it's a step down. So it's a showcase fight. So he'll be looking to get back and look in impressive fashion, probably get an early knockout. I don't see that fight going past 3 or 4 rounds. He should be able to get the stoppage. So that's just a tune-up. So that's that. We're gonna have a good day of boxing as far as early day boxing. We're gonna have fights going on at nighttime too. So a good full day of boxing. So we'll see. The thing about it is we got these fights coming up. Then we going through like a little drought right now. We got a pretty good card coming up this Saturday. But after that, man, we're gonna probably have to wait till September for the big fight with Canelo versus Charlo. Man, we don't have too much in between this weekend and September 30th as far as major fight goes. So we got to enjoy what we're gonna be looking at this Saturday because it's gonna be a little drop off. I think we got Liam Smith going against Chris Eubanks Jr. I think that's gonna be September 2nd. That's a decent fight, but neither one of those guys are elite level fighters in my opinion. But that's a good grudge match. You'll be looking to see if Eubanks can get his revenge after getting upset in the first fight when he got knocked out. So it'll be interesting to see if he can get his get back. So
how do you see that playing out, JB?
Huh?
How do you see that playing out, the rematch with Eubank and Smith?
You know, on a talent level, Chris Eubanks is the most talented fighter, but when you get knocked out like that, you kind of wonder if that's going to be in the back of his mind, and he's going to be a little bit more tentative, and Liam Smith going to be able to just basically just bum rush him, just basically overwhelm him. That could easily play out. But if he can overcome them demons that would happen in that first fight and fight his fight, he's the most talented fighter. He's got the faster hands. He's probably got just as much power as Liam Smith. He's a little bit more twitchier than Liam Smith. So to me, he's the more athletic fighter. I think he can win it if both fighters bring their A game. I would expect him to win, but I just don't know if he's going to be able to overcome that devastating knockout in the first fight. He might still be have to deal with that, still have demons in his head, which might make him more tentative. And if that's the case, Liam Smith is not a tentative fighter. You know Liam Smith is going to bring it. He's going to bring the pressure. He's going to let his hands go, and he's going to try to overwhelm you with his physicality. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think it's a 50-50 fight, but I probably would lean more toward Liam Smith, man. I think Eubanks is going to be, dealing with them demons from that first fight. I think that's going to play a part in this rematch.
I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more, bro. I think if Eubanks chin, he might be a bit chinny, bro. Like he did get knocked the fuck out, and man, Liam Smith comes from a good bloodline of boxers, bro.
Yeah,
I think it's what do they say? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing twice and expecting a different result. I think this is going to play out like that, bro.
Yeah, Eubanks Jr. He changed training. The last fight, I think he had Roy Jones in his corner, if I'm not mistaken. This fight, he got Bomac in his corner. So that's another
right.
thing. He changed the trainers, and that might have an adverse effect on him too, man. Changing trainers like that. So
hey, you can't knock Bomac, man. Fuck. Bomac's a damn good trainer. I think Bomac's trainer of the year for that effort with Bud and Errol Spence, man. I think he's got to be in the talk for trainer of the year.
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing what 12 months does in boxing, bro? Derek James goes from the penthouse to the shithouse in 12 months. And a dude like Bomac sits there eating his bag of Cheetos and just gets these dudes just knocking motherfuckers out.
Yep.
I've got nothing but respect for Bomac, man. I think Bomac's he's my trainer of the year.
Yeah, you're right. Right now, he's definitely the leader in the clubhouse as far as trainer of the year. We got about 3 more months left, so I don't see nothing really major happening unless that's not gonna happen. He took the L. I was thinking if Derek James and get the upset with Charlo, I don't see that. I still because he got the loss with Spence over Crawford. So that's gonna take him out of there. And even Reynoso, if Canelo beats Charlo, he's the favorite. So I don't think that's gonna get Reynoso the trainer of the year. So I think you're right, man. I think he definitely strong position to win trainer of the year.
Yep, 100%, bro. I think that fight, all the lead up to that fight, and all the bullshit that was spoken in the lead up to that fight, and just how long that fight took, man, and just for Bud and his team just to keep cool and just keep the eyes on the prize, bro, and then get in there and do his fucking thing. Shout out to Bomac, man. What a game plan. What a game plan. And bro, the cornering, did you hear him in that corner? The instructions he was giving Bud, man, that was elite level fucking corner work, man. I don't care what anyone says. Bomac's my trainer of the year.
Yeah, he said he was too slow. That's what he told Crop. He too slow, man. He too slow. And that's basically what it was. It's just styles make fights, man. That just was a bad style matchup. Spencer would never beat Crawford. They can go up to 154. It's going to be the same result. Maybe Spence put up a better fight. He'd be a little stronger at 54, but his style is all wrong for Crawford, man. Crawford is a classic precision counterpuncher, and with Errol Spence Jr. come forward, aggressive style, throwing a lot of wide punches, and he's a very accurate, compact, sharpshooter counterpuncher. He Spence up, man. He eat that style up every day of the week. So I don't see no different of outcome in the rematch.
JB, you know what, Blue?
Why are you on here sucking this Australian's dick about Tim Tszyu, bro? Why are you sucking this Australian's dick?
How did you let this fucking cock?
Why are you not back on? We talking
Oh my god, he's back. Oh, he's come with
why are you on here doing this shit to yourself?
Go on, guys.
Fucking hell. Go talk your shit. Keep talking your verbal diarrhea, you dopey cunt.
Oh, you want him to talk again?
Yeah, I don't think. Like I said, I don't think
nothing's
gonna change. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I don't
you
think
don't have a fucking
change.
smart thing. You don't have a boxing pick. You don't have a take. He's just a fucking dickhead, dead shit, fucking drunk. Fuck off, you grub. Now, like I was saying, JB.
Yeah.
If you look at that corner work and how Bud took that fight, Bud didn't even switch it, bro. Bud did not switch it. One time in that fight did he need to Did he need to switch it, man? So he's still got that in his arsenal. You know what I mean? Like, and he fought an elite fighter like Errol Spence. Man, Errol Spence looked flat-footed, and man, he was like a deer in the headlights, man. And Bud was just checking every shot. He was just countering him beautifully.
Yeah, one thing he got to do in the rematch, he gonna lose to Crawford, but one thing he got some correctable mistakes. One thing he got to do in the rematch, he got to quit reaching. You reach, I teach. He was reaching too much. That's how he got knocked down that first time. He tried to throw a jab from too far of a distance, and Crawford countered him and dropped him. Hit him in the back, right on that ear. Equilibrium all messed up, and he never actually recovered from that. So he was in bad shape. He showed a lot of heart. You get it as far as it went, man, but
hey, let me
he
do
got to
this
quit
guy
reaching
a
like
favor,
that.
JB, right? He keeps coming in the back. Now he's in the chat and saying, can't I talk? No, you can't. Let me tell you what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to convince a dozen people in that chat, whether it's Polo, Gabriel, Carl, JB, whoever, Lisa, you're going to have to convince 12 people to say they want you on the panel. If we don't see 12 people, I don't think they'll ever vote for you. But you better be nice to them and keep begging.
Can I just say something funny? He
Yes,
just said about this Aussie cocksucker talking about Tim Tszyu. When have I mentioned one thing about Tim Tszyu was what about capping for Tim Tszyu?
No, you didn't speak about him, and we weren't speaking about him when this guy came on there.
No, exactly. So go and have another drink and suck your father off again, you fucking grub. Fuck off. Go find some other fucking parasitical fucking YouTube channel. You still got your training wheels on, cunt, and you're still in nappies. Fuck off. Anyway, JB, we're talking about this fight. I think Errol's got to change a lot of things, bro. I think Errol was very flat-footed. And like you were saying, he was coming in, like, throwing that stab jab and leaving it out there.
Yeah.
And he was getting caught bad, man. But he just didn't learn. Like, Derek James didn't give him any sort of advice, man. I don't know. Or whether he wasn't listening. I don't know, man. But I tell you what, I think, like you were saying, bro, it's the same result at 154. I don't think there's any version of Errol that beats Bud Crawford.
Yeah, because like I said, his best weapon, Errol, is the jab, and what Crawford was doing was he was catching him with the jab quicker, man. He was timing at his jab and catching him with his own jab, and he got the longer reach, so his jab was more powerful and more effective. So he basically took Errol Spence Jr. best weapon and made it his second best weapon compared to Crawford's best weapon, which was a jab, man. Crawford jab, y'all jabbed the jab, but basically his jab was more effective, more powerful. So that was the beginning of the end right there. When you saw that you saw that actually in the first round, even though that first round was competitive, but I seen it in the first round, like, damn, that jab is real stiff, boy. He racking bad to that jab. He timing Errol's jab.
So I want to ask you this. Lisa Snow says Errol Spence will never be the same again. He should retire. He will lose and get beat by anyone. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't agree with that. I want to see how he look at 154, but if he look as bad as he looked at 147, then maybe I would listen to that argument. But right now, I can't say that because I think he's gonna be. I just think he can't beat Crawford. Sometimes you got guys that got your number.
Lisa has been a strong candidate of saying that Errol Spence has never been the same, and she feels even the Danny Garcia fight, that's nothing really to brag about with the and you know, she believes that he was slightly damaged anyway.
I thought he looked good against Danny Garcia. Considering the layoff and coming off a car accident, he looked good, man. He came out and established himself in that first round. People need to go back and watch that Garcia fight. He came out in that first round, jabbing to the body, doubling up on the jab. He controlled the whole fight from the opening
Danny
bell.
Garcia is not the one to label yourself that you're back up to the top elites because Garcia lost to everyone.
No, Danny Garcia is the two division world champion.
147 pounds, he never beat. When he stepped up, he lost to all of them.
He lost
Furman, lost. Sean Porter,
split decision.
Lost.
Split decision.
But he lost both
I'm saying that he lost, but he lost competitively. Ain't nothing wrong with losing. Like he went there and got knocked out inside 3 rounds. He lost a split decision.
Never won at 147.
He beat Robert Guerrero.
Yeah, but that's
he beat Paulie Malignaggi, a.k.a. Featherfist. Beat him. He beat the people at 147 now. He beat Lamar Peterson.
Danny Garcia is a big name, but he never beat no top guys at 147.
He beat so Robert Garcia, former world champion. He wasn't a big name. Beat him for the vacant WBC belt. He beat Paulie Malignaggi, multi-division world champion.
No top level though.
And he beat what's that boy? What's the boy name that fought Pacquiao over there in Macabu, Macau. what's that boy name? The Spanish guy from LA.
Now listen to this. Listen
I
to
can't remember his
yeah,
name,
all
but you
right.
see him? He was
Listen
the
to
champion at
Lisa's
140.
rebuttal. Listen to Lisa's rebuttal. No, he didn't. He was slow and he was off balance. That car crash damaged the man.
He just a bad stylistic matchup. Let's give you. Everybody want to throw. That's why people don't like to take chances in boxing, because if they lose one fight, everybody want to throw them out
So
with
you
the
disagree
garbage.
with Lisa?
Yeah, I disagree with her, because you can't
Lisa,
throw a
I
man
want
with the
Lisa
garbage.
to come over here. Lisa, I want your views on this, because I just don't think people understand that you see that, and I see a little bit. I see a little bit, and I want you to know that JB does not agree with you.
Man, Spence got beat up so bad, man. He looked like he was flat, dry. He had no answers, man. I don't know. He looked high. I feel like if he was 100%,
Is he a damaged fighter?
I think he is, man. I don't know. He just did not look either.
Is this Polo? I can't hear him. Can everyone else hear him?
Yeah, they can hear me.
Speak a bit louder, bro.
Yeah, you got to
I can
give
barely
Crawford
hear
all
you,
the
bro.
credit, man. You got to give Crawford all the credit. Crawford is an all-time great, but I'm not gonna throw Spence out with the garbage because he took one loss. The man was a unified champion. He had the best resume at 147. He lost to a great fighter, one of the greatest welterweights of all time. You got to give Crawford credit though. But if we're gonna tell guys they need to retire, we should have told Canelo to retire after Mayweather washed them in 12 rounds. Ain't nobody tell Canelo to retire. He could have kept his career going. So why should we tell Errol Spence Jr. to retire after one loss? That's after 9, after 10, after 11, and after
I'll tell
12.
you the truth. Canelo Alvarez in his whole entire life has never lost like Errol Spence has lost.
Who?
Canelo Alvarez has never lost humiliating
bottom
like the way
line
Errol
is,
Spence lost. Errol Spence lost like a man took him to the kindergarten.
Yeah.
Terence Crawford took him to the kindergarten and beat the fuck out of him. And Canelo Alvarez is a OG. He stands at every fight like an OG, even if he loses.
Yeah, he
Errol
got
Spence
washed.
got
He
fuckt
got
up.
washed. He got washed,
Yeah,
man.
but still,
At least Errol won a round.
you
Errol
know
won the
that
first round, didn't? At
you
least
know
Errol
that
won a
Canelo
round. He
Alvarez
got
got a
knocked out. At least
credit
Errol won a round.
Canelo
Canelo
Alvarez
didn't win a
got
round
credit,
against
kid.
Mayweather.
Canelo
He didn't win
got
a round
credit,
against
kid.
Mayweather. He got beat 12-0 shutout. He got no hit.
Yo,
If you want to use a baseball term, he got no hit. He didn't win a round against
Errol Spence
Mayweather.
got taken to kindergarten.
Yeah, he got beat. Yeah, he got beat. I'm just saying, let him go to 154. If he get beat again and get beat decisive, which I think Crawford gonna beat him again at 154, and he look bad, it look like his punch resistance ain't there, then yeah, I can understand that people say he should retire. But based on one loss at 147, he probably stayed at that weight. One fight too many. He should have been moved up to 154. You heard Mayweather say on Fight Hype he didn't move up to 160 or 168. I know you want to say fuck Mayweather because Mayweather watched your boy Canelo. Took him behind the woodshed.
Polo.
Took him behind the
Polo, you sound
woodshed.
like a fucking gremlin.
Brought his hat to
We can't
Canelo.
hear you, bro.
Listen.
Well, why are you so low? Why is your volume so low?
Because he ain't talking about nothing.
Hold on. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Just about.
Yeah. Bro, what does Canelo got to do with it? Why are you bringing up another man?
I'm talking about somebody that took an L. Canelo took an L. Didn't Canelo take an L? He took 2 Ls because Bill beat him. I'm just saying, as far as I'm don't throw a guy out with the garbage after one loss. We didn't do that with Canelo when he got watched by Mayweather. I'm using him as an example. So get out your feelings just because I bring your boy Canelo out. Get out your feelings. Get out your feelings. I'm using him as an example. He took an L. Ain't nobody tell him to retire.
Okay, we got other people in the panel now. We got Tev Music. We got others coming. Polo, quickly get it off, bro. Because
I'm
whenever
not gonna say nothing, man.
You're very low.
These retards on your channel.
Your volume's very low. Your volume very low.
We can't hear you, hobo. We can't hear you, hobo. Get your mic fixed, hobo.
Yo, who you calling a hobo?
Did I stutter? I called you a hobo.
Yo, who you calling a hobo, chimpanzee?
Yeah, I called you a hobo. Did I stutter? You can get the tissue roll out your ear. I called you a hobo. Get the tissue roll out your ear, hobo. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever.
What got you fired up, JB? Did that fucking Kiwi Jack got you fired up, didn't he, bro?
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, Tev Music?
What's happening? Look, I think it's ridiculous to try to throw Spence away after one fight. Like that, like Lisa know not to say that. Like,
yeah, but you do agree with this though. No, but you do agree with this though, bro. Canelo Alvarez losing and Errol Spence losing is day and night difference.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But you understand?
Because
Errol Spence got not lost. He got humiliated. It looked like he was off. Timing was gone. It looked like the man was very slow. And it did look, I know we don't look. Terence Crawford is #1 pound for pound. Ain't no one taking that away from him. I just hope everybody realizes that no one ain't taking this away from Crawford. But this Errol Spence, bruh, the way that he lost, man, what would you expect from that then?
Okay,
What do
look,
you
look,
expect?
look, look,
I'm
look.
not
Hold on,
ready.
hold on,
I'm
hold
with
on, hold on,
Jake.
hold on, hold on. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give you another fighter with another fight, and this is what I expect. I expect him to get his ass back up, right? Just like Wilder did after he got the shit beat out of him by Fury, and
Yeah.
come back and give it a go again,
Yeah.
and go out on his shield. Just like
And get
Wilder
the
did.
shit beat
I
out of him
expect the
again.
same thing. He ain't
Okay.
gonna beat Bud. But to say that it's over for Spence, no dog. He too much of a dog. Man, come on, because I loved both fighters. I just knew Crawford was gonna win. Like we all knew that when you just looked at the skill set and everything. We knew that. But that don't mean just because you love Crawford, you throw away Spence. Hell no, man. He's gonna do good at 54. He can beat a bunch of people at 54. He can still become a champion again. He just ain't gonna beat Crawford. That's the only thing about it.
So you
Well,
don't
he
think
won't fight his
so
fucking boyfriend,
you don't
Charlo.
think that until he fights his next fight, because we all know that one thing about Errol Spence, he a stubborn person. He's gonna activate that rematch anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But we will see that if there was any issues leading up to this fight through the weight cut and everything else, once we see how he performs at 154 against Crawford.
Can I just mention something? Can I just say something? Activity, activity, activity. Look at the three most active fighters today. Tim Tszyu, Canelo, and fucking Tank Davis. Say what you want and have your opinions about those three fighters. Those motherfuckers are always ready to fight. It is my #1 criteria for picking a guy on my pound for pound list. Is your activity, mate. Errol Spence isn't active enough. He's got to fight more often. Fighting once every 15 months ain't good enough, mate. It ain't going to get you up on that fucking pound for pound level. It's not going to do it. Errol's got to stay
Let me
active,
stop you.
man.
Yeah, but let me rebuttal on that. All these PBC fighters, some of them, they're making millions. Respect to that. But when you start to sit on that chair with those fucking, what did Marvin Hagler say? Those silk sheets.
Yeah, the silk sheets.
Those silk sheets.
Yep.
When you start to realize your bank balance is big, you got Ferraris and Lambos and beautiful woman, you start to sit back a little bit. Boxing is a sport that you can't let go of the fucking, you got to be active, consistent if you want to be the best of the best of the best. And the problem with today's fighters, when you stay inactive for 15 months, 14 months, 16 months, this is why Jamel Charlo is going to get his ass handed to him by Canelo Alvarez, because he is not active.
No, I think he beats Canelo.
Regardless, you might think that, but again, because of his inactivity, that is a bad sign for him.
That's not happening. He's not beating Canelo. Oh, look, I don't like him.
That's my view, that Charlo will lose and more lose because of his inactivity.
But you know he got hurt. He got inactive because of a legit injury, though. He hurt his wrist in sparring. That's why he couldn't fight Tim Tszyu.
Look how many months it's gone, though, bro.
Yeah, well, Canelo, his schedule is May and September. That's his schedule every year. He fight Cinco de Mayo and Mexican Independence Day. So when he got the call, that's a lot of tickets. You don't take that.
Whatever the aspects, inactivity kills a fighter, bro. Real men have told
broken
me
hand don't take 8 months to heal.
Inactivity kills a fucking fighter.
Yeah, the first time it got postponed, Tim Tszyu got hurt. Remember, this thing got postponed twice. Tim Tszyu and Jamel Charlo fight got postponed twice. The first time it was Tim Tszyu that got hurt. The second time it was Charlo that got hurt.
Look,
So
Errol
let's
Spence,
call it like it is.
Errol Spence was too laid back. He could have had another fight when David Avanesian fought Crawford. Errol Spence supposed to be fucking active.
Yeah.
Yeah? He
dropped the
sat
ball.
back. He said, I don't want to fight no Keith Thurman. I'm going to fight Crawford. I'm going to wait. And we're going to put this money together and let me keep waiting.
I mean, he had a no tune-up policy that he implemented on himself, and you just have to respect that, right?
That's fucking dumb.
You can respect whatever you
I can
want.
respect it, and look at
You
the
can
outcome.
respect whatever you want, but
And
what's
look at the
smart is
outcome.
smart.
Got his
What's
ass
not
handed to
smart
him.
is not smart.
And he felt he had only one fight left at 147. He didn't want to waste that on Keith Thurman. He wanted to be undisputed and fight Crawford, but he probably stayed at
Waste it
147.
or
One fight,
waste
How'd
it?
that
You
play
think
out?
he would have lost? You think he thinks in his head he could have fucked it up?
No, I just think he thought he had one left. He knew his body was calling. Quote R. Kelly, his body was calling. He knew he needed to go for 154. And he didn't. He's like, I'm gonna just try to make this. I'm gonna try to chance it one more time, going down to 147. Even though my body telling me I need to go up to 154, 160. And he went down there, and his body shut down on him, and he was weak. And you could tell his punch resistance wasn't there, and he was just a shell of his former self. So let him go up to 154 and fight Crawford because he's got a rematch clause that he can activate. Hopefully he activates. He's got about 5-6 days left before this deadline pass. So hopefully he'll activate the rematch clause, and let's see how he performs at 154. I think he'll probably put on a better performance. I don't think he beat Crawford because I think the style is all wrong for Spence, but I do think he put up a better fight than he did the first fight at 154.
Can I ask y'all something right fast? I know we're not talking about this fighter, but what you just said made me think of this. Do you think that's what happened to Josh Taylor against Teofimo Lopez? The fact that he was at 140,
Could have been.
that instead of moving up to 147, why he just
100%. 100%. He should have taken the Catterall rematch. He didn't. He sat around and waited for Teofimo, and he aged himself out. I was an idiot. I picked Josh Taylor over Teo. I won't do that again. Activity.
And he said after 4 rounds, he had no legs. So he stayed at 140, 1 fight, 2 minutes, just like Earl did.
Yeah.
You know, it's time to move up. It's time to move up. You know, you're trying to stay, and maybe because, you know, the organization, the company you with, they don't have any fighters at 147, and all their fighters are at 140. So you got to maybe stay at 140, 1 fight, 2 minutes. And that just was a bad calculation by Josh Taylor. He should have moved up to 147. He can, you know, got Conor Ben, got some guys out there you probably could have made a fight with at 147. Tell Catterall to come up to 147. He want to get his revenge, get his get back.
I mean, it's up to Earl, right? If Earl wants to swallow the pride and just accept that beating, then just avoid
No, Earl finna activate that rematch.
I get it.
He's gonna fight it.
Because he already, that's the way it's looking.
the best thing for him to do is to listen to Al Heyman and his handlers and not activate that rematch.
Yeah, but he didn't listen to them the first time, and that's what fucked him up.
Well, he wasn't supposed to listen to him the first time. We deserved that fight. We needed to know. We were supposed to find out. Now that we know, he needs to not activate that clause and just
I will say
do
this,
some other shit.
I will say this, my brother. It ain't looking great. I'm not saying PBC fighters ain't great. They're great fighters. They've given us great fights. But when they've crossed over, yeah, they've lost. From fucking Stephen Fulton, from when Deontay Wilder crossed over with the other fight with Top Rank with Fury, then fucking Errol Spence pushing the fight with Crawford. All their top guys have lost, apart from one of their guys, and that's Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, if he steps up and fights across promotion like with Shakur or Haney, then they lose everyone. If he loses,
he ain't lose no Haney. He might lose Shakur.
You never know.
Nah, he'll
because
lose
we've
to
never
Haney.
seen Tank Davis, even with an elite, like a fighter like Haney. Because Haney could probably be a guy that outbox
Haney
and
will
fucking
outbox
outbox him.
He will outbox
I think Haney will box his ears off.
Exactly.
I think Haney was getting caught with straight left hands by Jojo Diaz. He get caught with them straight left hands by Tank. He going to sleep night.
Yeah, but Tank was getting outboxed by the retard before he knocked him out. And if a retard can outbox you for a minute, Devin Haney's gonna be able to do it.
Are you talking about Rolling?
Yeah, you know, Big Rolo
Rolling.
retarded.
Yeah, Rolling was awkward though. He for you fight crazy. When you got a guy that's skilled and technical, you find a guy that fight crazy. It take him a while to figure him out. Look at Madonna against Mayweather. Madonna fight like a retard. He awkward, man. Them awkward fighters, that's the one get them classic fighters problem. They'll figure him out and then get the win.
Guys, all his top guys have fucking started to lose now.
We'll see if they make the Frank Moore and Shakur Stevenson fight. That's gonna be another PBC fighter fighting a top ranked fighter, and you know Shakur would be the favorite in that fight. So we'll see, man. I'm just glad we're getting these top fights, man. You know, people say, "Oh, Top Rank has got the got the edge," but the bottom line is the PBC putting on the biggest and best fights. Top Rank, they putting on some solid fights, but they fights don't hold account to the fights and the magnitude of the fights that's been put on by the PBC. You got Tank on there, you got Canelo, Charlo, you had Spence Crawford, You gonna have Benavidez, Andrade. They putting on mega fights, man. It's no comparison with them in Top Rank as far as that goes.
Well, that's a whole different conversation right now at this moment, because that's something they're doing at this moment, right? But we know that their fighters have been losing, bro. Their top guys are looking fucking. PBC is looking tiny bit like, oh, bad.
Tank ain't lost yet though.
That's the only fighter I just told you.
Yep.
Everybody else from Errol to Wilder to Stephen Fulton, all of them got. Listen, the thing is, all their top guys got beaten up bad. That's what's bad. They got beaten up bad.
Hey, let's see what Charlo do. September 30th.
Did you hear Stephen Fulton wants a rematch with Inoue?
Oh man, that does not need to happen.
That is the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing twice and expecting a different result. Man, he gets owned every day of the week and 6 ways on Sunday. Fuck.
It's easy to say that when you know you ain't gonna get the rematch because you got beat that bad. It's easy to say that, you know. If you had a rematch clause, I'd take you more serious. I'd be like, okay, activate the rematch clause, Fulton. See, Spence got a rematch clause he can activate. Fulton didn't have no rematch clause. He just talking, man, trying to make himself look like, oh yeah, I want it again, man. I was off that night. I want to see him again. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that sounds good. You know you ain't gonna get the fight. Yeah. We'll see, man. We'll see what Inoue do, man. I want him to move up, and I want in 2 years. I want to see Inoue and Tank in 2 years. Not next, like people trying to say. I want him to work his way up to 135.
Nah, man. We need him to go straight up and fight Lomachenko at a catch weight and then fight Tank next. That's the move.
Who fight Lomachenko?
I would love for the monster to fight Lomachenko at a catch weight and then he fight Tank next.
Won't happen. Won't happen.
I think that would be I think that fight would be awesome to watch. Lomachenko versus Inoue,
bro. I think if there's no belt on the line, Loma won't fight, bro. Loma's a legacy fighter, not a money fighter.
You don't think that would be a legacy fight though? Because that's 2 pound for pound guys.
Nah,
fighting
not
each
for
other.
Loma. It's not. Not for Loma. Nah.
Yeah, Loma got to get a belt. Yeah, like I said, it'd be a good fight, but Loma get a belt, that'll make it more better. Loma get a belt at 135.
Yeah, if it was not at a catch weight, if it was for belts, it'd be a thing. That's why people are talking this George Kambosos and Loma fight up. It's not going to happen. Like Loma will give George Kambosos his first knockout, but it will never happen. Like people are talking shit. Loma will only fight if George has got a belt. Like let's just keep it a buck here. Loma isn't a showcase fighter. Loma fights for belts. That's all Loma does. That's all Inoue does. They both fight for belts. They just want belts. They gather the belts up. That's what they do.
Yeah,
I think their names are
world.
legacy names, though. Like their name alone would be worthy to be on their resume, like to get to say that.
But it won't happen. It won't happen, bro. I don't even know if Loma fights again, man. I do not know if Loma even fights again.
You think he's retiring? It's over.
I think he's going to give it away, man. I think he's that gutted from that fight.
No, man, no.
I think he's coming back, but it's going to be 2024. He's not fighting this year.
Cole. When you got proper big hardcore boxing fans who are probably, some of these people are older than me and some of these are, boxing for years, and they say stuff like that, that tells you how good this Japanese guy is in people's minds. You know what I mean? They
good.
think if he's that good, then he can do this and that.
No, I was extra sold.
You know what I mean? It's, a lot of people are saying that these days, Carl. He can do this. The Jap can do this. The Jap can do that. Well, if he's that good, that's how good they think he is. That he can do this and he can do that. He can at least try.
He's just going to keep moving through these divisions, Rap. He's not going to do this catchweight shit and fight Loma.
Yeah.
Not going to happen.
My thing is,
I know that's what we want to see in a perfect world. But let me tell you how a guy like Inoue moves. Inoue got all the belts at 118, dropped the motherfuckers in December, fought fucking Stephen Fulton at 122 in the 7th month of the year in July, got 2 belts. Now he's already got the next dude lined up. And, man, he's just going to keep collecting these belts. And then he'll drop them motherfuckers and he'll move up to 126 and maybe fight a Figueroa or start collecting those. But I'm telling you,
if he slides through like that, that's too slow. He won't catch Lomachenko in time. We won't get that fight if he slides through just
I think it's already
division
too late,
by
bro.
division. I don't think it's too late because those are two top. But those are two top-ranked fighters, though.
Yeah.
Like I get that DUBOIS, I get that, but you know what I'm saying, like top rank.
Yeah, I know what you. I'd love nothing more than that fight, man. But I'm just a realist. It's not going to happen. I just know how both of these guys move. And Inoue will not fight at a catch weight. I'll tell you now, Inoue will not fight above 122 until he becomes undisputed, bro. And then he'll drop them motherfuckers and he'll take on everyone at 126. And I think that might be his ceiling. I don't think he's a 130 pounder, but I could be fucking wrong, man. The dude could be a fucking 5-weight champion or 6-weight champion. Who fucking knows? The dude just keeps knocking every motherfucker out. I know this much, that in 20 title fights, he's won 20 fights and he's knocked out 18 cunts. So that tells me that dude can fucking fight and move like a gangster.
Yeah, that's Wilder power.
But it's fighting good competition.
He's a real skilled fighter, man. He's a skilled power puncher, and he's got that classic 1-2, man. That's how he knocked out Fulton, man. He jabbed to the body, got him to drop his hand, came over with the right hand, end of the fight, basically. So he's a good fighter. I think what he's going to do next, he's probably going to fight Tabales at 122 for undisputed, win that, then move up to 126 and fight Robeisio Ramirez. That's another top-ranked fighter. Beat him, then maybe go up to 130. This way he might have a problem. He get in there 130, maybe fight Emmanuel Navarrete at 130. That'd be a hell of a fight. Inoue versus Navarrete at 130, because Navarrete is very long, very awkward. He's a big 130-pounder. He'll give Inoue a whole lot of problems. That would be a real good fight.
I don't know how long Navarrete stays at 130, bro. He struggles with the weight big time.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, you're right. He could probably go up to 135 pretty soon.
I don't see
he
no
struggled with
problem.
Liam Wilson. Liam Wilson was whinging that the scales were rigged. He had to take his clothes off in the Valdez fight to make weight. So, yeah, man, he's just a big dude. And I don't think he's that much of a gym rat. I just think he's naturally gifted as a boxer and just awkward. But I think he's better off at 135, man. I think he still gets some respect at 135, man. That Navarrete is a fucking beast.
Yeah, because he looked much bigger than Valdez on fight night. He looked big. He looked like a damn welterweight.
Yeah, that dude's overrated. Oscar Valdez.
Yeah,
Valdez. Man, when he got caught with the T, then he lost to the gold medalist, and then they gave it to him anyway. I wash my hands of that dude. You cheat, they let you fight anyway, and then I know they gave him the victory, but man, I watched that fight. He didn't win. Not against the Brazilian dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Navarrete dope, though. I'm glad he whooped Oscar's ass. He dope, and he probably gonna do great at 135. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
That's a future opponent for Shakur. That's a mega fight for Shakur.
That was the one thing that I was gonna say. That I mean, he not gonna beat Shakur.
You know, beat Shakur, but that's a pay-per-view fight for Shakur, though. That'd be Shakur probably first pay-per-view fight. You got the African American, you got the Latino fan, baby. That's a pay-per-view fight. So yeah. If you get another win at 130, 135, and Shakur get a win over Frank Martin, I can see Top Rank making that fight sometime.
I'll be honest with you guys. Yeah, I don't deny that Inoue can go up and do way more greater things. We can see it. If you look at what he's done at 122 now, he's beaten the top guy in the division.
Yep.
So we know if he goes up one more weight, I see him beating my own countrymen in Lee Woods and Josh Warrington. I believe no problem. Inoue will beat Josh Warrington and Lee Woods and take that.
He knocked both of them out.
Oh yeah.
Right?
So
we know that he can go up.
Hey, Rap. Hey, Rap. What about when we interviewed Jason Maloney?
Yeah.
And he said, I said, what's Monster's power like? And he said, man, I've never been punched like anyone like that in my life. He said, I instantly become a fan of Inoue after he knocked me out.
To be honest, Jason Maloney, he basically spoke about everybody else as being a fighter, but he said that guy, he's special.
Yep.
And
I think, and you know what? I tend to believe guys that actually stepped in the ring and have been knocked out by guys like this that come back and say, hey, you know what? That guy handed me my ass to me on a platter, and I'm now a big fan.
Yeah, he made a believer out of me when he knocked out Fulton. You know, I was like, his best win was over Dornaire. And the nut gave him problems in the first fight. So he made a believer out of me when he did Fulton, because I rated Fulton. So he dominated him and beat him the way he beat him. He's the real deal. He's the truth.
That's it. That's it. All
when he won
aboard.
that Super Series, when Inoue won that Super Series, bro, and the fashion he won that Super Series, that to me that was when I took notice of Inoue. Just how he walked through like a G man and just knocked every cunt out. He's just an absolute freak, and he'll just keep doing it. He's just got that mindset, man. Japan is known for having these little dudes, man, fighting Narada from the '60s. JB, you might remember him. You know, like there's just some really every now and then they get this generational talent that just takes the fucking world by storm, mate. And I don't see Inoue getting any resistance until he gets to 130.
Yeah, I do. So I agree with you. I think he wins 122 and he wins 126. I think his first tough competition is at 130. Depending on who he's fighting at 130. Like I said, Narada, I think that would be a good fight, but Narada, he too big for the weight. I see his days are numbered at 130. So I don't see that fight.
Me too.
So and that's why I feel like he should skip all that shit. You see how y'all are already saying that he's gonna wipe everything out till 130? Why go through all that bullshit? You did. We might as well just go straight to 130, 135.
Yeah, I know, man, but that's just not how he's wired, bro. It's not. I know exactly what you're saying. Why waste your time? Why waste all that effort in collecting all them belts when you know you can kick everyone's ass? Why not just go up? But he's just not wired like that, man. He's just going to do this. He's just very methodical. And, man, his team, the way they move him, man, like they had that. Who's the next guy he's got to beat at 122?
Tapalis.
Who's the guy with the other?
Tapalis got the other two belts.
Like, that dude was the Japanese, mate. They took him over to Japan. They would have laid it all out, like treated him like a king, and would have said, "This is what we're going to give you for the fight." So, and you know the way they move him, man. Like I don't know.
Carl's right, because every fight he generates multi-millions. So he has to go through the process.
Well, I mean, I get that, and it's like going for the undisputed at the end of the year. That's cool, like that at the end of the year. I'm talking, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit, you can bring Lomachenko to Japan, and that should do numbers, right?
Oh yeah.
You should be able to bring whoever to the look. They could bring the nigga could fight Tank and bring Tank to
he ain't
Japan.
looking to fight no Lomachenko.
It's he fight Tank. He got to come to USA and fight Tank. Tank ain't coming to Japan.
I'm just saying that the money that would generate in Japan, they could pay Tank to do it. Like there's enough money there if in Inoue versus Tank to do that. Just like bringing Tyson to Japan.
Tank is an A side. He ain't
Tank. He got to come. He got to come.
Tank's gonna say that he's the A side, and he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. You know,
I'm just saying the monster's power
fight
in Japan is I see it. It's that big. He generates that much that if you brought an American superstar over there, that they would generate more than over here. Like Inoue's power over there and Tank's power or someone else would be more than if you brought them over here to America. That's how I'm
especially in the little divisions, bro. Like he just gets paid millions upon millions. Like, look, let's keep it a buck. The only reason Stephen Fulton fought in Japan was because he was offered millions and millions of dollars. He's never going to get that money fighting in America, bro, at 122. I'm sorry, but they just don't make that kind of money.
Yeah, just like I said, but Tank is different though. Like I said, he fight Tank. That's gonna be a biggest fight.
Tank won't go to Japan.
I get that, but I mean from a financial perspective, like could they do it like as far as make the money over there? I believe they could. That's why I say that.
Yeah, it'll do good numbers over there.
As far as like Tank actually doing it and shit, yeah, man. I mean, he's not gonna do that, but
I don't think Tank will be able to fight in Japan, bro, because he's got a criminal record.
Oh, they do that over there too with the
man.
You can't get in.
I don't know if they'd let him in.
Oh well.
Oh, I didn't know that, but I don't. I think Inoue and these people already said they would be willing to come to U.S. and fight Tank. Tank is gonna be the inside. That fight gonna do big number. That's a Vegas fight. And way the gates that Tank do, he just did 1.2 with Ryan Garcia. Inoue don't have a name over here like Ryan has, but he does have a name over here. You got the Japan market, got to be included with the U.S. market. That fight would do big business here in the United States, especially in Vegas.
Yeah, I also agree with that. See, and we got to skip over the bullshit to actually get to these type of fights that we're talking about right now. Like that's, you know.
Hey, what
And
do you think about
Go ahead.
one fight that is happening on October the 15th is Tim Tszyu and Brian Mendoza? What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Oh, that fight's official?
It's official, bro. October the 15th.
So Mendoza not fighting for Fundora rematch?
Nope.
He's not fighting.
He's
I thought he had to fight Fundora, a rematch.
Nope.
Oh,
No
okay,
rematch.
okay. So Fundora didn't
He's
have no
fighting
rematch clause. I got you. My
Wait,
bad.
so
I
that's
thought he
gonna
might have had a rematch
that's
clause.
gonna be Tim Tszyu's title defense, right?
Yep. 15 days after he gets the belt.
Where's that fight gonna be in Australia? Where's that fight gonna happen at?
Nah, it's going to be in the US, bro. They're going to have that in America.
Put it on the undercard of Crawford Spence too. So then Tim Tszyu can say, all right, I want the winner of the main event. You know, if it's Crawford, let's get the ball rolling. That'd be Crawford's first fight at 154, fighting for the WBO junior middleweight title.
I think PBC want to test the waters with Tim on his own card, bro, and see how he does in America.
Okay.
I think PBC want to test the waters with Tim and see how they go.
He fight Mendoza. They got to put
Yeah,
that fight on the West Coast. They got to put that fight in LA or Vegas. He fight Mendoza. You know, that's it. You know, they got the Latino population over there. That'll be a
Tim
good fight
should
to
get
put
the
over there.
knockout. Tim should get the knockout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mendoza
think
was
Tim
getting
will-
beat by Fundora before he caught.
Oh yeah. Well, I rated old tall ass Inferno. So that was disappointing. But yeah.
You know, it's amazing. Like everyone was like 12 months ago, I was hearing that, you know, Tim should be fighting Fundora instead of Charlo. That isn't it amazing what 12 months in boxing does? Because, you know, Tim wasn't on anyone's fucking, well, I know he was on my radar, but he wasn't on anyone else's radar because, yeah, he fought Terrell Gashau. Terrell Gashau dropped him in the first round, and then Tim really stepped up the pace and won that fight easy. Then he knocked out fucking Tony Harrison. Then he knocked out Carlos Acampa. He's done that all this year. So this is his third fight for the year. And I just think this dude's on a warpath, man. And I don't think he's going to stop until he. I think he's ceiling. I think if Bud Crawford comes up, I got Bud beating Tim. Like I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm not a fucking fanboy. I think Bud beats Tim, but I don't think that'll be the end for Tim, mate. Tim will just keep fighting, you know.
That's gonna be a unification fight though. Him and Mendoza. That'll be a unification fight. So he win that. That'll be for two belts.
Yeah, that's a unification for the Reggie belt, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
when did Mendoza get anything?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
That's the interim belt he got. Yeah.
Mendoza's got the interim belt.
Yeah, I got.
But that'll make Timmy's man. So Charlo, if he wants to come back to 154 and get his belts back, he's got to fight Tim regardless because Tim's going to have the WBO and he's going to be the WBC next in line. So Tim's just doing what he does, man, and he's just going to keep fighting. He will fight every cunt. He will not. There's not one name the dude will not fight.
Now let me ask you this now. Let's say that Charlo win and stay, right? How many fights does Tim have to fight and defend before he's not a paper champion anymore?
Oh, who knows? Well, who knows what Charlo's doing? If he wins 168, the belts automatically go from 154. So they automatically become vacant.
He got some big fights in 168 if he pulled the upset. He got to fight Canelo again though.
No, I thought if he won, he would have the option to go back down and defend his titles.
No, Canelo got
if he wins, you can't be undisputed in 2 weight divisions.
Yeah, plus Canelo got a rematch clause. Canelo gonna activate the rematch clause. He gonna take the Canelo fight because that's another big payday.
Yeah, I don't think Charlo's. I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. I don't think Charlo's got a chance against Canelo for one reason: activity, bro. Not only activity, but you're coming up against the fucking face of boxing, and a guy that's very active. And you can say what you want about Canelo's opposition, man, but he's just doing his thing, man, and just winning fights. I know he lost against Bivol, but I just don't see any version of Charlo, man. If Charlo was more active, I'd have probably a different opinion. But these PBC dudes, man, they just don't fight enough. It's just the PBC model fucking sucks.
You know why they don't fight enough? Because Al Heyman got more fighters than the other most promotional companies have. He got 200 fighters, so you got a certain amount of TV dates and a certain amount of dates, the availability for the arenas, and that's why those guys don't fight as much. You know, that's because he got over 200 fighters.
They got to put more people on their cards, bro. They got to put more champions on the cards.
That's what they started to do. Notice. That was just, look at the Canelo card. That's what they started to do. They got Canelo, Charlo. They got Jesus Ramos, Erickson Lubin. That's a main event fight on his own, but they throwing that on pay-per-view. They got USYK versus Barrios. That's another main event card that should be on regular Showtime. They throwing that on the Canelo, Charlo card. And then they got them other two guys that's opening up. One of them guys beat, I think, Swift Hurd. So they got a real strong card. I think that's what they're going to start doing. They're going to start throwing a lot of those fighters on those pay-per-view cards. They probably going to do the same thing with the Benavidez, Andrade card. You're going to have a lot of strong fighters fighting on that undercard. That's why I was surprised, because I was thinking Mendoza Fundora too was going to be the co-main event for Benavidez, Andrade, but you saying that Tim Tszyu going to fight Mendoza, so I guess that's not going to happen for us. That goes.
Yeah, it's locked in, bro.
It's
It's locked in October 15th. They haven't announced the venue yet. It's got TBA on it, but yeah, man, it's October 15th. It's going down.
Okay.
That's what's up.
That's good.
And that's 15 days. Hey, how's this for a champion, bud? He's an email champ, right? But he's defending his belt 15 days after he gets given the cunt. That's a fucking gangster, mate. That's a dude who'll just keep. That's a dude that's not going to sit around and you know what? That's why Australians don't hold belts for too long, mate, because they just keep fighting. They just keep fighting.
The only reason why I brought up paper champion, right, is because I'm trying to be consistent. When that happens, that's what they're called. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he is 100%
I don't think he's I don't think he's like a hoe or nothing. Like, it's Tim fucking Tszyu.
No, but I totally agree. And you know what? It's the last way Tim would have wanted to become a champion, mate, was an email belt. It's the last way Tim hated the idea. Tim wants to fight for the belts, man. He don't want to be gifted the fucking things, but what's a dude got to do, mate? How many times does he have to wait in line for this motherfucker?
Yeah, I thought that would have been Charlo's last fight, to be honest with you, right at the division.
I think everybody should agree on this. If Charlo was going to move up and the WBO became a vacant belt, him and Tony Harrison was a worthy fight for that vacant belt. I would give him that.
Yeah, I would as well.
So at that point, he proved himself. I believe he would have won the vacant belt against all of them guys.
Yeah, that's why you're gonna get elevated. So he basically it basically was a de facto title WBO vacant title fight with Harrison. He's gonna get elevated as soon as Charlo fight Canelo.
All right.
So it's gonna be a real.
Well, he knocked out at Campo too. He knocked out at Campo too after he knocked out Harrison, and he didn't have to take either of those fights, man. He could have sat around and waited for Charlo, but he's not an inactive fighter. He's an active fighter. He realizes that you got a shelf life like a bottle of milk as a boxer, man. You got to get in and get that milkshake and bring the boys to the yard.
That's motherfucking.
Yeah.
Yo. Punch drunk boxing in the motherfucking house. Better late than never. He says there are many fighters. Stop the fucking Inoue versus Navarrete can happen in the future. Inoue has got many fights he can have. Robersi, Inoue versus fucking Gary Russell. Everybody's out there. So ain't nobody gonna just let Inoue go straight up to fight Tank Davis. He got a lot of things to do in his career.
Yeah, Gary Russell.
Inoue can be undisputed at 122. Inoue can be undisputed and beat Terence Crawford's record, because I believe he beats Josh Warrington, Lee Woods, and all them guys. 126, he could be undisputed. Inoue could go to 130 and be undisputed. That is fucking what? That is on another level, bro. He don't need to fight no Tank. Inoue doesn't not need Tank Davis.
Yeah, nobody was saying that he needed Tank Davis.
He don't need Tank Davis at all.
Just getting those type of fights, he would have to skip the Gary Russell Jr.'s and all that. That's basically that. Don't Punch misunderstood where we was at, where we was going with it. It's not dope for him to become champion in the other divisions. It's shit, man. If he does that, we're not gonna get certain fights at higher divisions. That's what my stance was
I mean, for
on it.
me, Inoue fighting Tank is the ultimate risk for Inoue. That's no risk for Tank. Tank fighting a small guy coming up multiple weights.
Yeah, we're not talking about right now. We're talking about down the line. Pacquiao did it. Pacquiao moved up weight classes. They division world champion. So let's not
But
act like we
Pacquiao
haven't
did
seen this
not move
before.
up 3 weights at a time.
I'm not saying what I'm saying now. I don't want to see it happening now. So I know some people want to see it happen like Nick. So whatever. Now I'm saying in 2 years. I'm not talking about right now. I'm talking about like maybe 2025, somewhere in there. I think he should get undisputed at 122, make a pit stop at 126. Forget about Warrington and Lee Wood. He sleep both of them guys. Don't waste your time with them. Get Robeisy Ramirez at 126, make that pit stop, and then go on up there to 130, and then get you a better 130, and then let's talk about the fight with Tank. I'm saying in 2 years. I'm not saying like Knicks. Yeah, I give a guy a chance to build himself up, put on the weight properly and move, responsibly. I ain't talking about moving up right now. Nah. But you got some good fights in between the Tank fight, man. But I think ultimately, that's the biggest fight for Inoue. As far as payday, he ain't gonna make no more money than he make fighting Tank in Las Vegas. They talk about these numbers he doing in Japan. Yeah, he doing good numbers in Japan. He getting about $1 million guarantee in them fights in Japan. That's not making it look like he making what Tank made or what Ryan Garcia make. He ain't making nowhere near what they make. He got to come to Vegas to make that type of money. He made $1 million guarantee when he fought Dornaire in 2023. Now I don't know what he ended up getting on the pay-per-view back end money, but he had $1 million guarantee.
I'm hearing his last reports after speaking to certain people in boxing that his money is on over close to through Japan, his fights in Japan. He's getting over like 15-20 million. Now you got to go do your homework. Lately, whatever he's doing in Japan, I heard he's the man. He's making close to big money now.
Stephen Fulton got over 2 million, so what the fuck's Inoue getting?
I don't know what he's on, but I'm hearing he's big money, bro.
First of all, how much do they charge on their pay-per-views over there? Do they charge like they charge over there in the UK, $20 or something like that? And what the numbers is over there? They don't release them numbers over there. They want to talk about the numbers in the US, but nobody else want to release their numbers. What is his numbers over there? All I know is he got $1 million guarantee to fight Dornaire in 2023. So let's just say the pay-per-view did good against Dornaire. He probably came home with 5, 6, 7 million, but it wasn't nowhere near what Tank made or what Ryan Garcia made. He gonna have to come over here to the United States.
That's one fight. Tank doesn't make 20 million every fight.
To get the big payday.
They don't make the big payday every fight, though. Not all the fights is Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, I'm just saying he ain't gonna make the payday. He gonna make Tank is his biggest payday. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
And he gonna make way more money. He fought Tank than he made fighting 14. Whoever else he fighting over there.
Hey, Inoue's going to do Inoue and Tank's going to keep doing Tank. That's all I got to say. Let's get off that subject because that's a fantasy fight that'll never happen.
It could happen in 2 years. Shoot, Pacquiao moved up in weight, 8 division world champion. Why Inoue can't do it?
So wait there. Let's talk about this. So we expect that Inoue to do it, but Tank Davis will stay where he is at 2 years, yeah? He ain't got no extra ability about himself, no?
He probably going to stay at 135. He might, mess around.
That's it. So 2 years. Tank can't do nothing else. He's staying there. But this guy can keep going up.
Yeah, Tank got some good fights at 135. He got some good fights at 135. He might dibble dab up at 140, but he'll be there waiting on him. He can drop in 140.
There's no expectations from other fighters to go up another 2 weights themselves, then, no?
Tank is not a big guy, man. Tank is 5'5". That's how I act like Tank, like Devin Haney. Devin Haney can move up to welterweight when it was maybe junior middleweight before his career over with. He got that type of frame. Tank is 5'5". Tank start off at 126.
You know what though? What I don't like about that? Whoa, hold on, Ralph. You know what I don't like about that Tank little excuse part thing, right? Mike Tyson was 5'10".
Exactly.
Fighting heavyweights, being 6'4", 6'5", knocking them out. And Tank is supposed to be Tyson's strength. So if Mike Tyson can do it, then 5'5" can go up to 47.
How come Roberto Duran went up all the way to light heavyweight and fought what's that guy's name? The one who beat Thomas Hitman Hearns.
Yeah, you talking about? I know you talking about. You talking about? What's
The
the old
guy
boy
who
name?
beat
Knocked out
Thomas
Hearns.
Hitman
Yeah, the
Hearns.
guy that knocked out
Barkley.
Hearns. Yeah, Iran Barkley. They fought
bro.
twice.
Bro, Roberto Duran was a tiny guy from 135, 130. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but look at the body frame. I ain't just talking about the height. Look at the body frame. Look at
Man,
his
you're
body
making
structure.
excuses for
Nah,
Tank.
I ain't making no
Mike
excuse. But
Tyson fucking can go and fight some big dudes. Nobody ain't making no excuses for Roberto Duran going
Tank
up
went
and
up to
up and up
140.
and up.
Tank went up to 140, right?
Come on, bro.
So what you saying? You go up to 147 and fight Crawford? What you saying? What did you saying about him? Shit, move up.
Yes, he could.
Yes.
If he could grow into it, yes.
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 Yeah.
If he's that guy, yes. If he's made out of Roberto Duran's blood, yes.
Yep.
Yes, he could.
You talking about the next fighter down the line? You talking about the next fighter down the line?
You guys saying,
Because when I'm talking about it on New Way, I ain't telling New Way to go up to fight Tank in the next fight. I'm telling down the line. You saying in a couple of years go up to 147? You talking about the next fight go up to 147? What are you talking about?
We're talking about
Shit, it would have to be the next fight to catch Crawford at 47.
Well, they ain't gonna happen. There ain't gonna be no next fight. New Way need to move up and fight Tank in this next fight. We're gonna do it like that.
Nah, he need to fight that other dude and fight Lomachenko, like I said. That's what he need to do. Then fight Tank.
That was Tank need to do. Then take out a couple of fights and then fight Crawford. He ain't finna fight Crawford in no next fight.
Lomachenko ain't gonna be in the game in 2 years. I think Loma's ending his career now, bro. He's done.
Oh yeah, I know. That's why I want to speed up the process. That's why that's my thought process, because he ain't gonna be here 2 years to just naturally get that fight. And shit, to be honest, Tank shouldn't be in the division in 2 years to get that fight. He should actually be at 47. Real talk. Like,
I mean, to be fair,
he been at 47 fighting Boots and them and Virgil Ortiz and fighting them type of guys.
yeah, ain't he Tank Davis, the great Tank Davis? Nobody beat Tank. Didn't he just fight a tall dude who technically is gonna grow into 47?
Oh, he beat Barrios.
Not only Barrios, he beat Garcia. Like, you know what I'm saying? Garcia's gonna go to 47.
Oh yeah, Ryan Garcia. Yeah, he probably he got the type of frame. He a tall, lanky dude. Yeah,
he fought back-to-back dudes that will be at 47. And they got the height and reach of 47. So yeah. And he's supposed to be Tank. Like, you know.
Yeah, a couple of years. I ain't saying next fight. A couple of years, I can see him move up to 147. And Tank actually said that was one of his goals to win a title at 147.
I'm gonna tell you guys straight. When Tank Davis fights, we are all about watching Tank Davis over here, mate. We like Tank Davis because he brings excitement. He really does have that Mike Tyson little aura about him. You know what I mean? That he's got a killer instinct in him as well. But at the same time, it's so frustrating when you see other fighters who have took bigger challenges than Gervonta Tank Davis and gone and fought. It's fair to say Teofimo Lopez has gone and beaten names like fucking Lomachenko and Josh Taylor, which is like doing an older man Tank Davis's dirty work. Even Devin Haney has gone and proved himself against people. But, you know, it's like these guys, the younger ones, are doing Tank Davis's dirty work. And Tank Davis has got all that power, man, that money behind him, but he don't want to use that motor to go and be the greatest. But you see these young guys like Teofimo. Teofimo fucking beat two lineal champions.
Two top-ranked fighters, in-house fights.
Listen, two lineal champions.
Yeah, two top-ranked fighters, in-house fights.
Teofimo Lopez
you got to take that into account.
Teofimo Lopez got a way better resume than Tank Davis for me.
Yeah, but he ain't nowhere close to being a bigger star as Tank. He fought in the small ring, the Madison Square Garden.
Jake Paul's a star.
Yeah,
what the fuck does that mean, bro?
Yeah, I'm just saying,
star, bro.
It's called prize fighting. Ain't in rap star. It's called prize fighting. The belts don't mean as much as they missed 20 years ago. The belts don't mean as much as they missed 20 years ago.
Jake Paul's a big star, bro.
Right? Yeah, Jake Paul just took a L, didn't he? Didn't he lose to Tommy
Jake Paul's still a mega star.
Yeah, he ain't doing on 1.2 million.
He won his last bout. He won his last bout.
Yeah, he lost to Tommy Fury. He beat an MMA guy. I'm saying when he fought an actual boxer, he lost.
I mean, you know.
I'm just keeping it facts, bro. that Tank Davis is that guy, and I just
Yeah,
wish,
the face of boxing.
I just
Make
wish
sure you say
Tank
that.
Davis had got the fight so we can say yes, but he just never got the fucking fight that people think. Yeah, man, he's fighting that guy, bro. He didn't do that. These other fucking guys have done that, bro.
He fighting that guy when he fought Ryan Garcia. That thing did
Yeah, but we
1.2
know, you know
million
what I'm
pay-per-view
talking
buys.
about.
So
Stop
enough people
defending.
say, yeah, he
Yeah, but
fighting that
come on,
guy.
man. Stop playing
So
round and round. You're
the
a
1.2 million
educated,
pay-per-view
you're
buys.
an
So enough
educated
people
boxing
said
fan.
it's all about getting the casual boxing fans. That's hardcore boxing fans. Yeah, you want to see him fight this guy and that guy, but at the end of the day, it's called prize fight. And all I know is when his last fight, he did 1.2 million pay-per-view buys. He beat an undefeated guy, one of the biggest names in boxing, Ryan Garcia.
Bro,
Beat
let
him
me
like
tell
a
you
drunk.
this straight. Let's tell you this straight, bro. Teofimo got badder names than Tank.
Yeah, he fighting in a small room. He couldn't even he couldn't even get in
Whatever.
the big
But
room. He couldn't even fight in the big room.
hating,
The
bro.
man fought in a small room.
Teofimo
Amanda
put
Serrano
fucking
and Katie
hands
Taylor
on those
fought in the big
elites,
room.
bro.
Why Teofimo Lopez couldn't fight in the big
Teofimo
room?
got
After that,
a better
rap star.
resume, bro.
Who?
Teofimo got a better resume, bro.
I mean, he got
I'm
a
telling
slightly
you.
better resume. Don't just act like Teofimo Lopez got some
Bro,
kind of Hall of Fame
Teofimo got
resume.
better
He
names
beat
on
two
his
guys,
record, bro.
Josh Taylor,
Tank
and he beat
Davis hasn't got those
Lomachenko
names.
in COVID.
Look,
About
man,
100
you
people was there.
defending Tank, you getting upset for Tank. It's
Now
stupid.
he beat Jose Pedraza. I think you
Bro,
disrespecting
let me
his
tell
resume.
you,
He beat Jose
Teofimo and
Pedraza.
Haney got
He
better
beat
resumes.
He beat Leo Santa Cruz.
Teofimo,
He's gonna be
Haney got better
he was a
resumes,
4
bro.
division world champion. Leo Santa Cruz gonna be in the Hall of Fame. He beat some good people. He beat Roller Romero undefeated. Beat Ryan Garcia undefeated. Beat Mario Barrios, who was a champion at 140 undefeated. He got some good wins. Y'all shitting on his resume like he didn't fought a bunch of cab
No,
drivers and
okay,
bitch
are you
niggas. That's not
finished?
the case.
Are you finished? Okay, Teofimo and Haney got better names.
Haney ain't got no better name. Who Haney beat?
Haney beat Lomachenko.
Yeah. A lot of people say he didn't beat Lomachenko.
Well, but
He
he
beat
beat him in it.
Lomachenko.
He's got it on
He beat
paper.
Lomachenko and then he beat
beat him.
Cambosos.
He beat
Okay,
him.
that's his best win, Cambosos,
Yes, but
right?
he got better names than fucking Tank.
Tank beat
a
Leo
fucking
Santa
30-year-old. Tank's
Cruz
coming up to 30 years
and
old.
Jose Pedraza. Very comparable.
You finish and then I'll finish. Go on.
He beat Leo Santa Cruz, 4
Go on.
division world champion.
All right.
And he beat Jose Pedraza. It's very
you done?
comparable to what Haney did.
All right, you done?
Yeah,
All right,
I'm just saying facts.
All right, let me go now then. Yeah, don't cut me then. All right. Tank Davis always been bringing up small guys, bringing them up in weight. Leo Santa Cruz is a 126-pounder, lost to Carl Frampton. What the fuck are we talking about, bro?
Then he beat him in a rematch.
Can
You
I
forgot to
finish
say
and
that.
then you can talk, bro?
But you don't want to say, you got,
All right,
don't
then
tell
you
half the
go,
story, tell the whole story,
and then I
Rapstar.
go. You go,
So you
then
don't
I
want to
go.
tell half the story. You don't
All
want
right,
to
you
tell
go.
the whole
I'm going to be
story.
quiet. You go.
No, tell the whole story. That's all I'm saying. You trying to say, oh, you lost to Frampton, but you failed to mention that he beat Frampton in a rematch. You don't want to say that, though. Let's tell the whole story, Rapstar. That's all I'm saying.
All right, you go and then I'll go.
I was just saying, though, people try to shit on Tank's resume, and I think you go overboard with shitting on his resume. He actually got a decent resume. It's not as good as Teofimo Lopez's best wins, but it's very comparable to Devin Haney. It's very comparable to Shakur Stevenson. His resume is very comparable to them guys.
Okay,
So
let me
I can give
ask
Teofimo Lopez
this.
No, I haven't finished yet, bro. I've been giving everybody opportunities.
Go ahead, Ralph.
I need to go.
Get him, Ralph. Get him.
All right, look. I don't want to be cut off again, though. That's why I keep letting JB go as much as he wants. So now my thing is, Gervonta Tank Davis, right? I like the guy. I like the fighter. I think he's got great ability, but where everything was so strategic with this man, such a strategic way that Mayweather and Tank Davis and the way they've been moving, it looks like it was under protective custody all the way. Now, we know that this business is a boxing. We know what it is. But they even said it themselves. This is how we do it. We fight our own. If somebody wants it, at the end of the day, they got to come to our side. That's how it works. But we understand that Tank Davis has been strategically moving to the next point. Teofimo Lopez put himself in the deep end. He went and fought the man who was the man. Where Lomachenko should have been fighting Tank when he called out Tank. Tank didn't want no smoke with Lomachenko, bro, when he was Teofimo's age. Even when he was Devin Haney's age, he didn't want to do that shit. Those guys at least have gone and proven themselves. All I'm saying is Tank Davis went up to 135. Who the fuck did he beat, bro? Who did he beat at 135? When the main guy was there, he don't beat the main guys, regardless of what it is, business. Yeah, Tank's the big money man. Okay, we know that. Jake Paul's the money man. But even at 140, when he fought Barrios, he didn't fight Josh Taylor. He always fights the fucking guys which are not the top guys, bro. That's Tank Davis. Not saying that he ain't a good fighter. Not saying he ain't got good entertainment. Not saying that he ain't, you know what I mean, a big name. That's right. He is a big name. But, bro, that motherfucking Tank Davis, his business is bigger than his boxing. But go on, Tef Music.
No, my thing is just that I feel like Tank's star power doesn't match his resume. Like his resume is like he's a pretty good fighter, but he's got this superstar star power. Like it's time for his resume to match what everybody's selling him as. That's my issue with him. It's time to fight the real fights, the real ones.
Okay, it's only two big fights set up. It's only two guys at 135. Two guys, it's Shakur and Tank. That's the top guy. That's when it's all said and done, them the two best guys out there. Hopefully that fight will get done sometime in 2024. Outside of that, really ain't no great fighters at 135, just to be real about it. Haney had some belts. He was undisputed. He going up to 140. He beat Loma in a controversial win. A lot of people say it. So he going up to 140. So he out the picture. So at 135, it's really one guy out there. Shakur trying to fight for a vacant belt. He trying to fight Frank Martin or somebody like that in the top 10 of the WBC. So that fight's not available. More than likely, Tank gonna take on Pitbull Cruz. He's with the PBC, so naturally, a lot of his fights gonna be with PBC affiliated fighters. Just like Teofimo Lopez, a lot of his fights were gonna be with Top Rank affiliated fighters, which afforded him an opportunity to fight a Lomachenko, to fight a Josh Taylor, because they was with Top Rank, and we know Bob Arum is known to make in-house fight. He's the king of in-house fights. That's what he does. Like when they asked him about a Shakur fight, he said, "I'm not gonna do that fight because there's no money in there. Well, I'm not gonna put on a fight like that just to make a couple of dollars." That's Bob Arum saying that. So you can't hold Tank feet to the fire based on what Shakur own promoters say. He threw cold water on that fire. So I don't want to hear that about, oh man, Tank, why don't he fight Shakur? Why don't he fight that? Well, go tell the promoter, quit throwing cold water on that. Tank can fight who he gonna fight. And he's beat a lot of top fighters. People try to shit on his resume like he ain't fought nobody, but he done beat the guys, and his resume is very, very strong. Is it good as Teofimo Lopez? No, Teofimo Lopez's two best wins is better than Tank two best win. But Devin Haney and guys like that, Devin Haney's resume ain't that great either. He beat Camboso's a one-hit wonder. When you look up one-hit wonder in the dictionary, Camboso's face gonna be there right next to Buster Douglas. He beat who else Haney beat? He beat Lomachenko.
Yeah, he beat Jorge Linares.
Oh my goodness, Jorge Linares.
Yeah, he don't get no respect for that, does he?
Yeah, Linares has seen his better days. It was on the back nine of his career. He beat him though. He won every round. Got rocked at the end.
Names that Tank fought.
He beat Jojo Diaz. Jojo Diaz was touching with the left hand.
Yeah, Diaz don't get no respect though. Like he beat him.
Yeah, he beat him. Leo Santa Cruz ain't gonna get no respect. Leo Santa Cruz going to the Hall of Fame. Jojo Diaz.
JB don't even realize this though, bro. Even when he fought Ryan Garcia, he made him do the rehydration clause. But let's go to the super chat.
Yeah, 136.
Let's talk about the super chat. I want to give a big shout out to Benji Milk with the $7.99 Aussie. Tank's resume is embarrassing. He is capable of great things, but his resume is garbage. Now,
I think they hate on Tank because he affiliated with Floyd Mayweather Jr. I think a lot of that hate goes to that because they hate Floyd. They see Tank with Floyd, so they hate on Tank. It's guilt by association. It's a sad commentary for the boxing fans, in my opinion.
Okay.
Go ahead,
ladies and gentlemen, JB Sports feels that it's out of order and people that shit on Tank's resume is kind of wrong. Like JB believes Tank's resume is good and he's beaten great names and he shouldn't deserve the criticism.
I ain't say great names. I say he beat some good names.
Oh, so you ain't beat no great names, no?
He beat some good names. Leo Santa Cruz going to the Hall of Fame.
Okay,
so he got the Hall of Fame fighters on his resume.
Let's rephrase what you're saying now. He's only beaten good names.
Let's look at it like this. Teofimo Lopez got one win over Hall of Fame fighter. That's Lomachenko. Josh Taylor, we don't know if he's going to Hall of Fame. Josh
Taylor was undisputed.
Yeah,
bro.
Josh Taylor was the man.
Josh Taylor beat fucking every motherfucker.
So he's a Hall of Fame fighter, Josh Taylor?
Yeah, he's Hall of Fame. The way he won the tournament, the way he beat all these unbeaten champions, from Regis to Jorge Ramirez in their own backyard. Come on, bro. The man
he's on the line for me. Like he's close.
What undisputed champion who's got all the belts ain't gonna go to the Hall of Fame. Tell me that.
Yeah, okay. So he got 2 wins over Hall of Fame
So
fighters.
what
Tank
is
got
Josh
1 win
Taylor
over
not
Hall of
one of
Fame
9
fighter.
people in the history of undisputed 4-belt era?
Yeah, he got. Yeah, I believe he's a Hall of Fame. I believe he's a Hall
No,
of Fame.
I'm asking you. When Josh Taylor told Tank Davis when he was in his prime, "You a midget, why don't you fight me?" and they were going back and forth. That's the fight for him to make, not Mario Barrios.
Why didn't Josh
Right?
Taylor go to his promoter, Bob Arum, and
Whatever,
try to make the
man.
fight?
All we're saying is that this guy Tank Davis hasn't fought the real guys of that division.
Yeah,
There's only one real guy, in my opinion. That's Shakur. Hopefully, that fight get made next year.
Exactly. You hope it gets made.
It ain't. But tell Bob Arum to try to make the fight. Bob Arum the one threw cold water on the fire. Bob Arum was the one that said that ain't no money in that fight. That fight happens. We only gonna make a couple of dollars. Why make that fight? Then he said something different after that, saying that everybody knows Shakur gonna beat Tank. So thing about Bob Arum, he like to do them in-house fights. The only way he'll do a crossover fight if he think it's like a 75% chance his fighter gonna win. He'll do them type of fight. But if it's a true 50-50 fight, he ain't finna do it. Just look at his history.
What's next, Tef Music? The worst thing is as well, they're trying to hype up the rematch with Pitbull Cruz, which looked like trash in his last fight.
man, and that is.
And
That
if that's who Tank's gonna fight again next, bruv, I'm done with that.
Yeah, man,
Who else
nobody
available,
wants to see
Rapstar? Who else
that.
available? Who's
What you
available?
mean,
No, but I'm
who's
just saying, I don't want to see
available?
that shit.
Who's available, man? You
What
got
I
to
you
look at
don't
who's
want to
available.
mean?
see that, bro.
Who's available?
Regis Porgrave needs a
Fuck that
fight
shit,
right
bro.
now. Looking
Nah, he
for a
finna fight
dance
your boy
partner. He
Haney.
could fight Regis Porgrave.
He finna fight your boy Haney. They finna
Man,
fight in November.
the way they talking like Regis Porgrave is complaining about they trying to work out they want to move the date and he don't want to move the date.
Oh,
So he's been threatening to not fight him and fight Broner in December.
if he don't fight Regis Prograde, he got to fight Sandor Martin. Sandor Martin is the mandatory. So if he don't fight Evan Haney, he got to fight
what I
Sandor
heard
Martin.
that Porgrave had been saying.
Yeah, he got to fight Sandor Martin. If he don't fight Haney, he got to fight Sandor Martin. He gonna get stripped.
I understand.
So Tank can't get that fight for no belt. He can fight Tank, but they don't be for no belt.
Why you don't just fight T.O. next then? Like you saying like it ain't nobody available. Who's available? I mean, I think T.O.'s available.
T.O. finna fight. He finna fight on Heisman Trophy now. He finna fight Jose Ramirez. See, people don't know how all this stuff is already pretty much the wheels are in motion. It sounds good.
Look, check this out though.
in-house fight
Tank
Jose Ramirez.
Davis is big enough that if he was like, nah, I want to fight this.
He ain't gonna be fighting Jose Ramirez.
Yeah, he finna fight Jose Ramirez on Heisman Trophy now.
I'm letting you know that someone I spoke to knows them. They say that fight ain't looking to happen.
Was it okay? Then Honorable Bosa Jr. He finna fight one of them two guys.
No, there's nothing to gain from him.
Well, who Teofimo Lopez gonna fight? He gonna wait around for Devin Haney?
Teofimo Lopez wants a good fight. He wants a money fight.
He wants a money fight.
He ain't finna fight no Ryan Garcia.
The money fight is Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia. He's looking at Devin Haney. He's looking at all that now.
That ain't gonna be next though. He ain't fighting Ryan Garcia next.
Obviously, that's the talks. He was in talks with Ryan.
Nah, that fight not happening there. That fight might happen down the line. It's not happening next. Ryan finna fight O'Hara Davis. Golden Boy just signed O'Hara Davis. He gonna fight O'Hara Davis.
My thing is
once they strip Rowley. That's gonna be for a vacant belt.
Sports. You gotta appreciate that Gervonta Tank Davis was saying he's a good fighter. But bruh, who do you want to see him fight next?
Who? Tank?
Yes.
The only person it's gonna be Pitbull Cruz. That's gonna be the rematch. It's gonna be on Showtime pay-per-view. It ain't no available opponent
to me.
Who's available? Who's available? Teofimo Lopez is occupied. Who's available? Shakur finna fight for a vacant belt versus Frank Martin.
Rapstar just said that he was free and looking at people.
He ain't looking at nobody. He's looking at another top-ranked fighter. It's gonna be an in-house fight. Look at Bob Arum history. He's the king of in-house fights.
But
he's gonna fight another top-ranked affiliated fighter.
Heyman's the king of that too.
Hey, what you talking about? Porter went to fight Crawford.
So did
he went to ESPN.
what you think?
Wilder fought free. He ain't the king of no in-house fight like Bob Arum is. That's a damn show.
Bob Arum done cross promotions for Fury and Wilder.
Once every blue moon.
Fucking moves as well.
Once every blue moon, once every eclipse. That's when you see that happen.
Anyway, Tank Davis ain't that great resume, bro. He got a shit resume.
Basic boxing.
What's this putting everybody in the Hall of Fame? You just put any motherfucker in the Hall
Mirage,
of Fame.
is Tank Davis's resume? Is Tank Davis's resume great?
Oh, let me finish with Josh Taylor. He doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame just
Yeah, I'm
because he get
on.
undisputed.
I
Is
mean,
Jermaine Taylor in the Hall of Fame?
He should
Is
be.
no,
Corey Spinks in the Hall
no,
of Fame?
of course not.
Well, of course. So just because you fucking get this accolade doesn't just automatically Hall of
I do
Fame.
believe though, Mirage, if you collect all the belts and you're the one of 9 people in history in the 4-belt era, I believe that does something for you.
Sure, it does, but does it mean automatically you're in Hall of Fame?
I
No.
think it's
I
not
just
all.
proved. I just proved
We
it. I
might
just
not be
proved it.
first ballot. It won't be first ballot, but it'll put him in there
Jermaine
later.
Taylor and Corey Spinks, and I'm missing out others. They're not in the Hall of
Yeah,
Fame. They're
yeah.
probably not
Taylor
going to
beat
get in.
Hopkins. He beat Hopkins. Josh Taylor best
He
win
Taylor
beat
against
should
Regis
Hopkins
be in the Hall
Prograde.
twice.
of
He
Fame
beat
because he
Hopkins
was
twice.
undisputed. He
Yeah,
was
An
you're right.
all-time
undisputed.
great. He's
Yeah,
not in it.
He
yeah.
was
It's
undisputed.
how you finish your career. So don't get carried away with uh, Taylor or even Teofimo Lopez. What if he goes on a bad losing streak? His career's halfway through. We got to wait. Calm
Yeah,
down.
so I was on the
Yeah.
line with that Josh Taylor.
We're
I
not.
mean, I could be
Listen,
talked
listen,
into it,
listen,
but
listen,
And Tank
listen,
Davis, fuck Tank
listen,
Davis.
listen,
How about
listen,
that?
listen. We're talking about what Teofimo's got on his fucking resume than what Tank's got on his resume, bro. As Tank being an older man and being the guy who's the face of American boxing, his persona and what he is, his resume doesn't match to his name. That's
Yeah,
what we're
according
really
to
on
you.
about.
According to me, I think he got a good resume
Well,
myself.
that's according to you. But
Yeah,
according to Tev Music, me, and many people, his
yeah.
resume is not
yeah,
who
man,
he
it don't
is.
match.
It
It
don't
don't
match.
match.
Don't match what? What it don't match though? What you
It
saying? It don't
don't
match
match.
what?
He's never
Don't match
fought
his
the real
skill set.
champions. He's never fought the top guys at the division. He's always held the regular
He
belt.
did
He's
fight the
fought
top guy. He
Mario
beat
Barrios. He never fought fucking the real champions. He's just been
Jose
fighting the guys
Pedraza
which
was the
are.
top guy
He's
at
been
130 when
fighting
he beat him.
He's been fighting the second best guys at
He
that
beat
division.
Santa Cruz at 130.
Yeah, but that
Santa Cruz was the 4 division
Santa
world
Cruz had to
champion.
come up in weight, bro. Stop the
What's
bullshit.
him, 4 pounds? What you talking about? Yeah, like he had to come up 15 pounds or come up
Bruv,
14
Santa
pounds like
Cruz
Jamel Charlo.
Santa
126 and
Cruz was
130, that's
losing
4
at
pounds.
126 at the end,
That's
bruv.
4
Stop it.
pounds.
Stop it.
Tank started off at
Stop
126.
it,
It
bro.
was 4
Stop it.
pounds.
He's been
Stop
bringing
it.
people
Stop
up
it, rap
like a
star.
kindergarten. It's a
Stop it, rap star.
kindergarten
You
show,
know,
bro.
quit spraying the man with haterade, man. Put the
No,
haterade
I love
can down,
Tank.
rap
Tank's
star.
got a good, okay
Put the haterade
resume.
can down,
But
man. The man's a great fighter,
listen,
man.
man,
Face of
stop getting
boxing.
offended, bro.
Knocking
Tank
guys out.
Davis is being a strategic cherry picker.
It's the green print, rap star. You need to understand that. Look how far it took Mayweather.
No, I will give Tank this though. He making some big money now.
Oh, talk about it. If they ain't making dollars, it ain't making sense. That's got to really be about for the boxing, man. It's called prize fighting. You're gonna make a buku of money. No matter who you fight. He can fight you, rap star. You're gonna make 20 million, man.
Well, you got all the Floyd quotes, don't you?
Because they so real. They so factual. Yeah, man. Green print. Money
No,
made.
man, he's just missing the whole pretty boy Floyd part of the print. You know what I'm saying? Like it's time to put that part into the game. All right, he makes money. He's a star. Now it's time to just fight the real fights and don't fight Pitbull Cruz again. That's not the move. I mean, I get that. That's what you're saying. It's available PBC, but that's not. Nobody wants to see that. You really want to see him fight Pitbull, Chihuahua Cruz again?
Now, I don't know if this is true. I know they said they offered a fight with Devin Haney. Devin Haney said they weren't interested. They moving up to 140. That's according to his team said that. So I don't know if that's true or that's cap or what. But he did, right after he got out of jail, he did try to make the fight happen with Devin Haney, but Devin Haney wasn't interested. They was talking about they was moving up. Maybe that fight with Lomachenko might have scared them. They're like, man, we get in touch with the fight with Lomachenko. We get in touch with Tank. We going to sleep. So let's leave that dude alone. Move on up to 140 fight program. He looked horrible in his last fight. He don't know how to cut the ring off. We can box circles around him. So that's what I heard, though. I heard they tried to make the fight with Haney. Haney wasn't interested. So
you know what fight I would rather see if we just gonna do what we do at PBC, I guess. Why he just don't fight Rolly again at 140?
Rolly got a belt, but he won a vacant belt. Rolly got a mandatory. That's why he trying to play like he hurt. He don't want to fight O'Hara Davis. He got to defend his belt against O'Hara
Man, they
Davis.
could pay O'Hara Davis some step aside money if
They
we're
was
gonna
on.
fight if we're gonna fight bums and play around and just try to take everybody's money, let's at least win a real title versus just fighting Pitbull again. I mean,
Yeah. But Harold Davis, he's already been quoted said he ain't taking no step aside money. Because that's what they was trying to do with the old Ryan versus Roller. They were like, I'll just pay him step aside money. We want to see Ryan Garcia versus Roller Romero. Harold Davis say, kill that noise. I ain't taking no step aside money. I've been waiting for my opportunity for well over a year now. I don't care. I don't care about no money. It's about legacy. So he want his opportunity. Now here it is. Rolly got some kind of phantom injury in the WBA. They on his neck saying, hey, man, you need to produce some kind of medical proof that you actually hurt. If not, we're going to strip you. And they're going to probably end up making Ryan Garcia versus O'Hara Davis, who just signed with Golden Boy for the vacant WBA belt after they strip Rolly. So that's what's going to happen. So he fight Rolly, and it's just going to be a fight. You know, he got fights like that where he fight, ain't no belt on the line, but he already knocked out Rolly. I think he's going to look to fight
beat
Pitbull.
Cruz with one hand. Like, he got
Pitbull
two
gave a good
hands
fight,
this
though.
time. Man, he had one hand.
Yeah.
He'll have
he had
two
one hand,
hands this time. Come
Yeah,
on.
that's why we want to see if he can knock out Cruz. Cruz ain't never been knocked out. Cruz gave a good account of himself. A lot of people thought he might have won the fight. That's crazy. He didn't win the fight, but he gave a good account of himself. He probably won 4 or 5 rounds. If you want to give him be nice, you say he won 5 rounds, but he still lost the fight. He didn't beat Tank.
If you tell me Tank's gonna fight one-handed again, then it's gonna be a good fight. It'll be worth the pay-per-view that they're gonna try to charge us. But other than that, man, this is some bullshit. You know this is some bullshit.
Yeah, he got
They
2
giving
good
us
hands.
bullshit.
Yeah, Pitbull got the name, and he got a good name, and he gonna be able to bring in the Latino crowd. They looking at the numbers, you know. That's why they like to make them fights with the blacks versus the Latino fighters, because they know them. You got 2 different fan bases that's gonna be, you know, putting money up for that fight. So that's why they like to make them fights. They like to make them fights actually better than they like to make them 2 African American fights. That's why that Crawford Prince fight took so long to make. They was like, nah, man, we put this fight together.
Who did Pitbull beat to make him a good name?
Nah, he didn't beat nobody. He was a fill-in. Remember, Rolly got
a good name.
Yeah, but he got his name off of the Tank performance. He performed better than expectation. Yeah. That was an L, but it was a competitive fight. A lot of people thought he was gonna get knocked out in that fight. He actually
Tank only had one hand. I mean, you see how this is working.
Yeah, you said he had one hand, but we don't know. So you said if he had 2 hands, he would have knocked Pitbull out.
Destroy him. Nobody wants to see this.
That's where the rematch for. We gotta know. We just talk. We assume that, but we don't know that for a fact. All I know is I ain't never seen Pitbull knocked out before. I actually ain't never seen him really hurt. So let's see the rematch with Tank with 2 good hands, because the first fight was very competitive, and let's see if Tank can knock out Pitbull Cruz or beat him in a more dominating fashion than he did the first fight. And really, that's the only fight out there, man. It really ain't nothing out there. They was talking about Chris Colbert, but Colbert gonna fight that guy that he won his last fight with. A lot of people thought he lost. What's that guy named Valenzuela?
Yeah.
They finna run it back again from what I'm hearing. So it ain't gonna be Chris Colbert. It's gonna be Pitbull. So hopefully that Devin Haney Regis fight get done, and I really want to see that Shakur versus Frank Martin fight. Hopefully that fight get done.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
I think it's got a better chance. When they first got announced, I was just thinking like, okay, Shakur is the mandatory. When Loma pulled out and saying he want to go to the Ukraine and look out for his people, and he ain't gonna come back to 2024. I was thinking it was gonna be Jermaine Ortiz. Because I was saying Isaac Cruz ain't gonna take the fight. William Cepeda, he got a fight lined up September 16th, and even if he didn't have no fight lined up, he wasn't gonna take the fight. And I was thinking that Frank Martin wasn't gonna take the fight, not because he's scared, but I just thought the PBC was gonna try to hold him for Tank. That's a future opponent for Tank maybe next year. But from what I'm hearing is when Frank fought his last fight on Showtime, that fight did horrible numbers on Showtime. I think that thing did like 100,000, 200,000 people in attendance. That watched that fight on Showtime, and I think he did that. And when he fought Rivera, which was supposed to be in a top tier type of fight, that fight didn't do good numbers on Showtime too. So I think right now, man, I don't think the PBC would mind him probably going across the street to fight on ESPN, which is a bigger platform than Showtime. And then you be fighting Shakur. Maybe they put that fight over there in Newark, New Jersey, where Shakur from. He do good numbers over there. I think he probably can go over there and get a good payday, because based on the numbers he did as a main event fighter, he did some bad numbers over there on Showtime. So I think that's making more likely that PBC will be willing to let him go over there. And because they be like, we ain't got no fights over here where you gonna make this type of money. You ain't doing them type of numbers over here either. So go on over there and fight Shakur, get the bag. Hopefully you get the win. But if you don't get the win, you come back over here. We'll have some, your profile to be a little bit more higher fighting a guy like Shakur on ESPN. Then we'll be able to line up some better fights for you. So I think that fight is actually a little bit more plausible than I first thought about it when I did my homework on it and started looking at his numbers. Frank didn't do no good numbers on Showtime at all. Horrible, actually. So he probably would need to go over there to ESPN and fight Shakur. You fighting for a world title too, WBC belt. That's that you don't pass up no title fight like that, especially when you're in the position that Frank Martin in, who ain't no draw. Despite being promoted by Errol Spence Jr., he's not a draw. So I think that's gonna be the likely fight. That'd be a real good fight. That'd be the best opponent of Shakur Stevenson's career, Frank Martin. And damn sure be the best performance of Frank Martin's career, fighting Shakur. So that'd be a real good fight, a high-level chess match.
Probably a whitewashing from Shakur.
Oh, you think he'll watch Frank Martin?
Man, Shakur's been with Bo Mack and Crawford and them.
Yeah, he be helping Crawford out in this sparring. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think stylistically it'll be an interesting fight. It'll be an interesting fight because Frank Martin, man, he can box. He got good defense. He can fight on the back foot. And he can walk you down and fight too. And Shakur he's so good in that pocket, man. He can fight you in the pocket and you can't lay a hand on him. I ain't never seen a guy fight in the pocket and don't get touched like Shakur does, man. Very high level fighter, man. I think he's special. So it'll be a good fight. It'll be a chess match, and it'll be very, very interesting. Frank probably got more power than Shakur. So it'll be a very, very interesting fight. Him and Frank.
I don't think Frank's got a high enough skill set to be able to land good enough to affect Shakur the entire fight. He'll just lose on points.
Yeah, I think you're kind of right on that. I think the problem with Frank Martin is he's not as consistent as Shakur. You look at that last fight. He was down in that fight. I had him down 5-4 going into the 10th round. He was able to put his foot on the gas and get the knockdown and take over the last 3 rounds and win that fight. But he went through some stretches where he wasn't doing nothing. It was like, man, what you doing, man? Let your hands go. He said his timing was off. So hopefully his timing is on when he fights Shakur. But he have stretches where he ain't fighting consistent. That's gonna be a downfall because Shakur don't have them stretches. Shakur gonna be fighting at a high level from round 1 to round 12 or however long the fight go. He gonna be fighting at a high level. He ain't finna take them droughts like Frank Martin be having. He be having too many droughts in his fight, and I think that's gonna probably be the difference. I don't think he's gonna watch Frank, but I think it's gonna be probably like 8-4, 9-3 type of fight because them stretches that Frank Martin have that he had in this fight, I think they're gonna cost him against Shakur.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, 9-3. You turned on the washing machine.
Yeah, 9-3, 8-4, somewhere in there.
You turned on the wash. That's a washing. That's a washing.
Yeah, I think it might be kind of competitive early, but I think the middle round was Frank kind of, going to hibernation. I think that's when Shakur gonna pull ahead and probably keep the lead. But it might be. I can see it 8-4. I can see Frank winning 4 rounds, 8-4 and competitive. I'm not saying like 9-3 and just like a miss. I'm saying 9-3, but very competitive 9-3, competitive 8-4. All 9-3 and 8-4s are not the same. Sometimes you tell 9-3 and it's washing. I don't look at it like that.
That's fair. But I think you're gonna see the 9-3 wash version versus that 9-3 competitive version. Either way, the cards is gonna be 9-3.
Yeah, 9-3, 8-4, something like that. I see.
Yeah.
I like to see the fight, though. I like to see that fight. 2 undefeated guys that don't know how to lose, and both guys in their prime. I like to see that fight happen. Hopefully, Paul Graham don't try to put that fight on ESPN Plus or something like that. I have a sneaky feeling that's what that fight gonna end up on ESPN Plus. That fight not gonna be on no regular ESPN. They might try to hopefully be on ESPN.
Either way, we'll get to watch it.
Yeah, ESPN Plus. I got that.
Either way,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as long as I get to see it, I definitely want to see it.
Yep. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it play out and see what the chat talking about here. Pound for pound, King's in the house. He say Ortiz has been asking for the Shakur fight. Why doesn't he mention him? Well, if they can't get the fight done with Frank Martin, I think De Los Santos is next. That's another PBC fighter, so he'll be next. If they can't get the fight done with him, then I think Jermaine Ortiz is right behind De Los Santos, so he'll be next in line. That'll be an in-house fight, so that fight will get done. It was an in-house fight. That's one thing we know about Bob Arum. He the king of in-house fights. He'll get that thing done real quick, short order.
Now that would be a good fight.
Yeah, it's a good fight. Yeah,
that's a good fight. No, I liked what I saw out of Ortiz in the Lomachenko's fight.
Yeah, that'll be it'll be I ain't got no problem with that fight. That'll be a good fight. It'd be kind of like a come down from Shakur to Frank versus then instead of that, instead we get Shakur, Jermaine Ortiz, but it's still a good fight. I'll watch it for sure.
But now I feel like that fight is the fight where you get the highly competitive 8-4 out of the fight where it was a real entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Like that's your competitive fight to me, just the style that Ortiz has is gonna push Shakur. Well, he's gonna try. You dig what I'm saying? He's gonna try. Versus all that I don't throw no punches from Frank. So but
Yeah, Jermaine Ortiz, he's been very vocal about wanting a Shakur fight. He one of the few guys that ain't been ducking Shakur. He's been very vocal. So, he's a big 135 pounder too. He couldn't make his weight this last fight. He was 7 pounds overweight. He ended up getting pulled off that card. So hopefully he can get disciplined and stay get in the gym and be in shape, be ready to rock and roll if he get the call. So we'll see. I don't think he on the level of a Frank Martin, but even though Frank Martin a little bit go through them draws, I still think Frank Martin overall is a better fighter than Jermaine Ortiz. But it's close. It's not like a big gap. But if Jermaine Ortiz fought Frank Martin, I would favor Frank Martin to beat Jermaine Ortiz. I think he would beat him. It'll be a good fight though. But I just think that Ortiz is one of them guys that do just good enough to lose. I think Frank Martin get him.
Okay, I can see. No, I ain't gonna say that yet. I gotta see him a couple more times. I gotta see that happen a couple more times. Fight just good enough to lose. That does happen with fighters. So I don't know. To me, that's a 50-50 fight right there. The Martin Ortiz, if you matched them up, I wouldn't care who won. I don't give a shit, but I think it'd be good.
Yep. Slide Counter said he probably can't make the weight no more. He's a big kid at 135. Yeah, Slide County, he couldn't make the weight the last time. 7 pounds overweight. That's ridiculous. He wasn't nowhere close to making that weight.
JB Sports and this other brother. I know you guys. I follow. I've had Floyd Schofield over here in my channel. What do you guys think about Floyd Schofield and Keyshawn Davis coming up?
What was you saying? That fight's going to happen, or what? What you saying? You talking like that fight? This fight going to happen?
Or is that fantasy land right now? What is you saying, Ralph?
No, I'm saying, what do you think about those fighters?
Oh yeah, they're dope. Both of them. Kid Austin's good. Keyshawn, he be talking this shit. Like, yeah.
I rate Keyshawn a little bit higher than Kid Austin. I like Kid Austin, but he got to develop that jab, man. He got to be more consistent. He like to jump in and throw combinations and jump out, man, but he not coming behind nothing to set it up. So he got to get a little bit more consistent. And one thing about Keyshawn, he got a nice jab. He got good defense. He know how to control range, control distance. Nice 1-2 puncher. He's good. He's a good counter puncher. He can punch with you. I think he's a step ahead of Schofield. Now Schofield's more explosive, but he's just a little bit. He's a little bit one-dimensional in my opinion. I think right now Keyshawn Davis is a more versatile fighter. So if they fought right now, I would favor Keyshawn to beat him. It'd be a good fight though. It'd be a dangerous fight for Keyshawn too, because one thing about Schofield is more athletic than Keyshawn. Not to say Keyshawn not athletic, but he ain't as athletic as Schofield. Schofield is very, very athletic. Kind of remind me of Sean Porter, but he's more technical than Porter was. Porter was kind of wild, but his style is similar to Sean Porter. Very athletic, explosive fighter, knows how to jump in, get off combinations, jump out. But I think he do that with Keyshawn. Keyshawn gonna time him coming in, catching with one of them straight right hand. Possibly could drop Schofield. So that's how I think about it. I rate Keyshawn higher than Schofield. I wouldn't mind seeing Keyshawn versus Frank Martin. I think that would have been a real good fight, a 50-50 fight. But it don't look like Frank Martin want to fight for a world title, which you can't blame him, like Shakur. Yeah, MAW, I agree with you. Smash the like button. Rap Star Boxing. Smash the like button. Let's see here. MAW say it would be silly to pass up a title shot. Yeah, that's why Frank Martin probably going to end up taking that fight with Shakur. A lot of people are like, man, what you going to fight Shakur for? Why? Why don't you just sit back and chill and wait on the Tank sweepstakes? No, you don't know what's going to happen. You can't predict that. You got a title shot in a big fight against a top caliber fighter, you take that fight. You don't know what's going to happen down the line. Tank might move up. You don't know what's going to happen. Let's see here. MAW, Garcia, most speed. Yeah, people in the comment section, now who would you think to win a potential matchup between Floyd Schofield versus Keyshawn Davis? Who you like? I like Davis right now. I think he's a little bit more developed, a little bit more versatile fighter, but let me know in the comment section who you like in that fight. That would be a very entertaining fight. Two young, hungry lions trying to climb that ladder to a title shot. That'd be a good fight. Yeah, that's another thing about this. Udanis Ugas is coming back. He's gonna be fighting on the undercard of the Canelo Alvarez versus Jermell Charlo, and it's a domino effect. That's why I'm bringing this fight up. I know a lot of people are like, man, why are you bringing up Ugas versus Barrios? Who cares? It's a domino effect because Ugas was prominently mentioned with a fight with Keith One-Time Thurman. Tip Bayless, where you at, man? You've been saying for the last month that Thurman was going to announce a fight. We ain't heard nothing yet. Thurman is all talk, all bark and no bite, man. This man still ain't got a fight. Been out the ring damn near 2 years. It's embarrassment, man. It's embarrassing at this point, man. Now you talking about Thurman versus Stoyanis. I think this was going to happen, Tip. Ugas fighting Barrios, so he ain't fighting Thurman. I think we're looking at 4 fighters with the PBC. You got Keith Thurman, Jerome Bruce Ennis, Amantis Stoyanis, and Cody Crowley. So them 4 fighters gonna fight each other. In what order? We don't know. I think you going to some, Tip. I think it's probably gonna be Thurman versus Stoyanis, and we're gonna get Boots versus Crowley. Thurman be able to fight for a regular WBA belt that could get elevated to full WBA welterweight belt. I think that's probably what's going to happen. He's going to fight Stoyanis, and I think Jerome Bruce Ennis going to fight Cody Crowley, and then the winners maybe fight in the first quarter of 2024. I think that's how the PBC going to do it. But goddamn, Thurman, you know, when you going to get a fight, man, get this thing, let's get the ball rolling, man. It's been long enough, man. It's ridiculous. It's sad at this point, really. You doing all that talk, you talk good, man, but get the fight lined up, man. I'm tired of hearing, you got Clarissa Shields out here calling you out, man. That should let you know right there you need to get your ass in the ring and fight, man. Pac really say Thurman retired. Yeah, might as well be, man. Been in the ring about 2 years. Barrios had 2 fights since he fought Thurman. Thurman ain't had no fights. It's ridiculous, man. About to be on his 3rd fight, actually. Barrios on his 3rd fight. Because he had 2 fights. I ain't talking about the Ugas fight. He had 2 fights since the Thurman fight. Now he got the 3rd fight coming up in September 30th. Thurman sitting out there, sitting on the sideline, talking good game, but ain't doing nothing. Let's see. Yeah, but right now we kind of like in a drought. Like we got a good fight day coming up Saturday, October 26th. We got Usyk versus DUBOIS, and then we got Big Baby Anderson versus Rudenko in a tune-up. So we got a good day of boxing. After that, man, we're gonna have a little break in boxing, man. We're gonna have a lot of big fights until September 30th when we have Canelo versus Charlo.
Yeah.
I do like the Eubanks Jr. versus Liam fight, but that's not a major big time fight. It's a good fight, basically a UK
Joe
domestic level
Joyce
fighter.
versus the Chinese Zhang.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that fight. That's it ain't a big fight over here, but it's a good fight. That's the week before Canelo versus Charlo. That's September 23rd. And we got Zepeda fighting. Zepeda coming back fighting Mercedes Jester, the guy that beat Jojo Diaz. They fighting somewhere on the West Coast, Golden Boy promoted card. Zepeda turned down the Shakur fight. I think he actually already had that fight signed with Jester, but he could have maybe paid Jester some step aside money. He fighting for a world title, Zepeda, but Golden Boy don't want another one of their top fighters getting knocked off. They seen what happened with Ryan when he fought Tank, so they trying to hold on to the little that they have. That's why you ain't gonna see McGee in a tough fight anytime soon. Let's see what else in the chat here. Yeah, but that's what I'm noticing what the PBC is doing. They kind of going away from Showtime. You starting to see these Showtime cards with like, up and coming fighters. You ain't finna see no top fighters fighting on Showtime anytime soon. All the top fighters, they're gonna be fighting on pay-per-view or they're gonna be on the undercard of pay-per-view fights. That's how I think they're gonna do it now. Like I don't know Thurman versus Stoyanis. I don't know how they gonna put that fight on Showtime based on what I'm seeing from the PBC. And I don't think that's no pay-per-view fight either. It's not no headline pay-per-view fight. It could be a co-main event. Maybe they make Thurman Stoyanis as a co-main event for Benavidez versus Andrade. But that's what the PBC doing. They putting a lot of their top fights on Showtime pay-per-view cards. Like Erickson Lewis versus Jesus Ramos. Last year, that fight would have been on regular Showtime. But what they doing now, they putting that as a co-main event to Canelo versus Jamel. Same thing with Mario Barrios versus Jordanis Ugas. That would have been a Showtime card last year or the year before last year. But they put that on a pay-per-view card. So that's what the PBC doing. They taking a lot of their fights off of Showtime because they not doing good numbers on Showtime. Like I said earlier, Frank Martin, his 2 headline fights on Showtime did piss poor numbers on Showtime. That's why it's more likely he gonna go over there to ESPN and fight Shakur because he gonna make more money and he gonna be in a bigger platform fighting on ESPN. So that's what the PBC is doing, man. You're gonna see fights like Emmanuel Rodriguez. He fought on Showtime card a couple of weeks ago. You're gonna see them type of level fights on Showtime. You're not gonna see you damn sure ain't gonna see the top guys fighting. And you ain't gonna see some of the other guys that's not top names. Like Erickson Lubin, again, versus Jesus Ramos, that fight should be a regular Showtime card. That's a main event fight, but that's not what the PBC doing. They putting them type of fights on pay-per-view cards. So I think we're gonna be seeing them a lower level, up and coming prospect level fights on Showtime from here on out for the foreseeable future. I think that's the route that the PBC is going right now. Pound for Pound King says, can Barrios get the job done against Usyk? Well, he could, because Usyk could be it could be washed at this point. He took a beating by Errol Spence Jr. We don't know what version of Ugas we gonna get. He took a beating, a gambling house ass whooping in that fight. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he took a beat, man. He might not be this. Them type of beats like that, you never the same, man. So we don't know. If he's 75% of himself, he should be Barrios, but we don't know. We don't know. Barrios ain't nothing special. Barrios a solid fighter. He come to fight. He bring his lunch pail to the ring. He's a solid fighter, give you an honest day's work type of fighter. But it ain't nothing special about his skills. He's a straight up and down, no special effects type of fighter. So if Ugas is anywhere near what he was when he fought Pacquiao, he should win the fight. But like I said, that beating he took from Errol Spence Jr., them type of beatings that you never recover from. So we'll see what happens. And we'll see what transpires on September 30th.
So what's the go with Shakur Stevens? He's gone up to 135, fought one can, and now he gets a shot at a vacant belt. And when he wins against the guy, Not the best fighter. Only 18 fights. Looked like shit in his last fight. And if he wins that, oh, 3-time world champion, they're going to start pushing him as a top pound for pound guy. To me, that's a fucking joke. How about that?
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
He wanted to fight Haney. You know, Haney was telling him to take the 75-25 deal, so they was negotiating. You know, you don't never take the first offer, so he went to the PBC to try to get a better split, 50-50. But I think he would have probably settled on 60-40 or something like that. But at that
And
point,
Haney was given a choice, right? He was given a choice. Move up or sort of decide on a split. I don't know the details. Was that what happened?
yeah, that was the beat. Well, the WBC just basically said you either move up to 140 and fight Prograves or fight Haney at 135 because he's your mandatory in the WBC. He chose to move up and fight.
But how does he get mandatory status and it was ordered in one fight? And he got Benavidez the last 3 years. He can't even get ordered to fight Canelo. He's fighting eliminators. This guy beat one can, literally, some Japanese can. He's getting ordered mandatory shots. He's getting the shots. I mean, the WBC is a joke.
Yeah. Like I say, he Canelo. They went against Canelo one time. Canelo went off on that belt. Told me he'll never represent that belt. And they got back in good graces with Canelo, and they ain't finna go against Canelo no more. But he is one of the biggest names in boxing. You know, so it's different rules for different fighters. You know, that's how it go.
They said like 135 stacked. All the kings are there, the modern kings. None of them are fighting each other. Literally, they're all there. It's supposed to be the hottest division. None of them are fighting each other. That's just fucking trash, man. Tank's fucking. What are they saying? He's going to be forced to fight Pitbull again because he's a mandatory. Is that the narrative now?
Well, Pitbull is the only guy out there. He don't have a lot of appealing options, man. Everybody else is pretty much occupied. Like I say, Shakur finna fight for a vacant WBC.
Santos. Fight somebody new. That guy's fucking DeSantos.
Oh, De La Santos. Yeah.
He's he looks like some fucking business.
Yeah. He's a good fighter.
To me, that's a better fight. I mean, going back against the guy, it's not even a big promotion. Cruz doesn't even speak English. It's not even going to be a big pay-per-view. They've seen it. I don't think this is just a fucking joke.
Yeah, but he got a name. He got a name in the Latino community, so they're looking at the bringing in two different fan bases: African American fan base and a Latino fan base.
We've seen the fight though.
It was competitive though. It wasn't like it was some one-sided beatdown. It was competitive.
Yeah, but it's competitive. But it's going to just be once you've seen it, it's sort of it wasn't the most amazing fight. It was good fight, but. There's so much, I think there's better options. Fight somebody just new, mate. Fight somebody new. Somebody, if he's the man.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing him fight like a Frank Martin or De La Santos. That'd be good, but Frank Martin, like he's trying to get the Shakur fight, and De La Santos, he's right behind Frank Martin. And so if they can't get the Frank Martin fight, he'll be next up to fight Shakur. So I think that's another thing the PBC learned from. They probably did they should have sent some of their fighters over there to fight Crawford to get a better gauge on how good Crawford was. But Crawford was fighting those top-ranked fighters, and they was sicking their fighters on Errol. Errol was winning, but Errol was getting in car accidents, and he was doing this, that, and third. Even though he's winning them fights, them tough fights. I think what they're going to do with Shakur, they probably willing to send some of their fighters over there to fight Shakur. Say, okay, before you fight Tank Shakur, we're going to send some of our other fighters over there. We're going to test you. We're not going to do you like we did Crawford, when we didn't send our fighters over there to fight Crawford. We're going to send some guys over there to fight you. We're going to test you. So maybe they changing it up a little bit. They'll be willing, that's why we're hearing about Frank Martin crossing the street and fighting Shakur. They ain't do that with Crawford.
That Frank Martin fight ain't no easy fight for Shakur.
Sure ain't. That's a good. That's what I'm saying. That's the best opponent of Shakur career, actually. It's the best opponent of Frank Martin career by far too. But I'm just saying, it's a good test.
Hell yeah, because Frank is athletic as fuck.
Mm-hmm. Frank athletic, and he got good defense. He can fight going back. He can fight going forward. And I think he's actually a more powerful puncher than Shakur. So it's a good fight. Yep, southpaw. Yep. It's gonna be a high level chess match. Only thing I don't like about Frank, man, he kind of he ain't as consistent as Shakur. That last fight, like 3 or 4 rounds, it was like, man, what you doing, man? You're not letting your hands go. You ain't doing too much. He can't do that with Shakur, because Shakur, the only thing about him, he fighting at a high level, round 1 to round 12, or however long the fight goes. He don't go through no droughts like that. So that'll cost him in a fight with Shakur going through them droughts. He got to be consistent.
Well, when Shakur fought that African dude, he didn't look that good. Kind of a boring fight. The dude that got all the power, had all that power when he fought.
Oh yeah. They talking the African guy. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, he didn't look that good on that fight. I mean, sometimes people just have lost. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And this guy right here that I think Frank Martin fought, people didn't understand. This dude was Olympian, so he wasn't that bad of a fighter.
Yeah, he better than people think. It's because nobody knowing him mean he wasn't no good fighter. He's actually a good fighter. Very awkward too. He gonna give a whole lot of people some problems, man. He needed, he did good. He gave a good account of himself. He probably gonna get another fight on the PBC. I guess a good name at 135.
Exactly. I thought he was a tougher opponent than a lot of people thought.
Mm-hmm.
What was that dude named Artem or something? He was all right.
Yeah, Artem. Yeah, Artem. Yep.
Yeah, he wasn't that bad.
Yeah, he wasn't bad. He's undefeated, and he gave a good account of himself. Like I said, I think PBC probably gonna give him another fight on one of their cards.
I look how Frank did Michelle though. Oh my God.
Ooh, yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. But if that Frank show up there, oh man, we in for a classic now, boy.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, we in for a classic. Michelle Rivera is arguably better than anybody that Shakur beat. Shakur's best win was Oscar Valdez, or I'm trying to see what his best win was. I guess you could say Oscar.
Valdez.
Yeah, and Michelle Rivera arguably was better than Valdez. It's an argument compared to. Mm-hmm. Pat Greedy say Jake Paul is the face of boxing. He did 450,000 pay-per-view buys. Well, Tank did 1.2 versus Ryan, so he ain't no face of boxing. Doing no 450.
That was pretty low. I thought versus Diaz it will do a lot more.
Yeah, I thought it was like 650, something like that. Wasn't it higher than 450?
I heard 550.
That ain't bad, but he ain't the face of boxing doing them numbers. It ain't bad. It's good numbers now. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, good. That's what Canelo's been doing lately.
Yeah, Canelo been doing that on his own. He didn't do that with John Ryder. I don't think he did no 450 with John. He probably did about 450 in the third Triple G fight. He did. I think he did like 560. But that John Ryder fight, that fight didn't do no good numbers.
400 with Ryder, something like that.
Yeah.
His numbers are dropping because he's not fighting like the top fights that people want to see.
Yeah, he's not fighting the top guy. Yeah, he fighting those guys from the UK that don't have good name ID. And then you fighting on a platform that's not known here in the US, the Zone. So now you're back on Showtime.
Charlo fight will do, JB. What do you think the Charlo fight will do?
That's gonna do similar numbers to the Caleb Plant fight. Canelo and Plant did 800,000. I would expect Canelo and Charlo to do around 800, 750, 800.
Yeah, I agree.
That the Zone stuff. You can't really judge that. You don't know what that shit is because how they subscription. You know what I mean?
No, but the last fights were on. You had to pay pay-per-view for Canelo fights. Maybe the last 4.
Yeah, the Zone pay-per-view. They went full pay-per-view for Canelo.
Well, they weren't making. They were paying him too much, right? I mean, they weren't making the money.
Yeah, they had to try to make that, pay him what he's worth and try to make profit off of it. They had to put it on pay-per-view.
Oh.
Yeah, so now he's off of the Zone and the Zone. I heard they trying to. Another thing I heard that Munguia versus Berlanga. That's not gonna happen there.
Munguia trying to fight John
Derevchenko.
No, Ryder.
No, Ryder. Must be Ryder.
Ryder, bro. If they do that, man, oh my God. Shit,
that would be a great fight, though.
Yeah, because McGill been fighting such trash. John Ryder look like a better fight than he actually is because he been fighting such trash. It's like, oh, John Ryder, because he been fighting some straight trash on McGill. So John Ryder do look, compared to what he did. He did fight Derevchenko, but everybody thought Derevchenko seen his better days. And Derevchenko fight looked decent compared to what he had been fighting. So compared to what he's been doing, it ain't bad. But overall, man, he got to step up, man. People tired of seeing this. It's ridiculous.
Well, he turned down the Benavidez fight.
Yep. Knew that was
Can't
going to
blame him
happen.
though. I mean, Oscar would have been negligent to put him in with Benavidez, man. Just guaranteed ass kicking, right?
Yep.
Yeah, gotta be smart.
Yeah, Oscar was, making comments about like, oh yeah, we trying to make that fight. We in negotiation with it. Like he was really serious about making that fight. But I knew when he was saying, I'm like, he ain't trying to make that fight. You just lost. Your top guy just lost. Ryan Garcia, Virgil Ortiz. You don't know what's his future gonna hold. So yeah, no, ain't gonna let McGill get in there and take a L. So you gonna hold on to him and with him and Williams Zepeda. That's all you got right now, basically. Ryan trying to get up out the contract scene like.
Yeah, and who was that? What's the guy name? Who was the guy that B-Ball just beat? He about to fight
Zerdo and Joe Smith are gonna fight.
Joe Smith, yeah.
It's gonna be a catch weight.
Yeah, like 193.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
They can't even make 190.
Zerdo undisciplined, man. He undisciplined, man. He always have a hard time making weight. He undisciplined, man. Zerdo.
But what division? I mean, what's the point? What division is he gonna fight in?
Yeah, I guess that's like what, cruiserweight or something.
Cruiserweight's 190, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like it's Bridgerweight. They fighting at Bridgerweight.
Cruiserweight's 200.
200, okay. Well, as long as anything over 190 could be considered Bridgerweight. So, the only thing over 200. So 193, that's Bridgerweight. But seriously though, that fight gonna be entertaining. But it's the two guys there. It's a ceiling on them two guys. They ain't world beaters. That's already been proven. So it'll be a exciting fight, fan friendly. But you got to take it for what it is. It's two C+, B- level fighters. And none of them two guys gonna ever be elite.
Who is Callum Smith about to fight?
Better be.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, they supposed to fight last weekend, but Better Beeve got hurt once again, so that fight got moved to 2024. I think they fight January 13th.
Okay.
That's a joke.
Yeah, he gonna beat the hell out of Callum Smith, man. I ain't never thought Callum Smith was too much of nothing. When they try to put him up, he's one of the biggest thing. He's one of the best guys at the 168. He's the best guy, not Canelo. He's the number one guy. He's a ring champion at 168. Man, I seen him when he fought Ryder. I thought Ryder beat him actually.
Yeah, that's why I always said that Ryder deserved to fight Canelo because Ryder beat him, and he should have had that belt, and Canelo would have beat him for the belt instead, of course.
But people are pumping up Smith now. He knocked out those two guys at light heavyweight. He's back. He's a killer. I'm thinking, man, people have got short memories, man. This guy barely won a round versus Canelo. John Ryder smacked him about.
Yeah.
He's soft, man. Yeah, Better Be able to just smash him to bits, man.
Mm-hmm.
So what y'all think? Regis ducking Devin now. He talking about he want to fight Broner now.
Mm-hmm. If he don't fight Devin, he got to fight Sandor Martin. Sandor Martin is mandatory, or he gonna get stripped. He can't fight Broner. He can fight Broner. He gonna be fighting for no belt. They gonna strip him. He got to fight Haney, or he got to fight Sandor Martin. And that's the options. Right here, when you fight Sandor Martin, that's you might lose that fight. You had a hard time cutting the ring off with that other geezer you fought last time. You get in there with Sandor Martin, where he know how to move around and make the fight boring and make it difficult for you. You end up losing that fight.
He sure will make it challenging for your ass.
Mm-hmm.
He know how to make the fight ugly.
Yep. Yeah, Teofimo Lopez is all frustrated. Teofimo Lopez was questioning this shit. He even be in a sport after that fight. That's how frustrating fighting him
Boy,
is.
he said, "Do I still got it?"
Yeah. That boy had him questioning himself, boy.
Man.
That no Martin, man, he tough out, man. He beat Mikey Garcia, made him retire. You ain't trying to see him. You better go and fight Haney. When you leave Sandor Martin alone, high risk, low reward. At least you're gonna get the bag fighting Haney.
Exactly. All about that.
Yeah.
It's been a great year though, man. It's been a good year. At least getting fights made. Shit.
Yeah, it's been a great year. We're going through a little drought now here since this Crawford fight. And, you know, we got a good fight coming up this Saturday. Got two fights, one in the day and one at night. But after that, it's going to be like a little drought. We got a couple of little fights that's solid, like Zhang and Joyce and Liam Smith and Eubanks Jr. We got a couple of solid fights, but it ain't going to get back going really till September 30th. We got Canelo and Charlo, strong undercard. Then hopefully by that time they had a fight lined up with Haney and Prograves and Shakur and Frank Martin, and the fights be lined up by Andrade versus Benavidez. Hopefully them fights will be lined up.
Matia's supposed to be fighting somebody too, ain't he?
Yeah, he fighting the number one guy for his belt in IBF. It went to a purse bid. TGB won it, so it's gonna be on Showtime. Yeah, Matthias versus. They say the guy he fought. I ain't never seen the guy he fought, but they say the guy he fought is a good fighter. It's gonna be a good test for Matthias.
That's what they say.
Yeah, I got to go watch some video of him. I've never seen the guy. I got to go watch some video, see what he got.
I've heard of him, but I have never seen him.
Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes you watch a video, you get a false reading on it. I went and watched that Arthur video before he fought Frank Martin. I went and watched that Arthur video, and I said, "Oh, man, this dude too slow, man. Frank gonna eat this boy up." But I didn't take into account this boy. He awkward. He's very awkward, and that awkwardness was really showed out. And I was watching that live. I was like, "Man, this dude's more awkward than what I remember watching that video, watching them fights, watching them highlights."
Right.
So you can watch them highlights, but sometimes you gotta. And sometimes guys rise to the occasion. He rose to the occasion against Frank. He knew he was fighting a high level fighter, but he brought his A game in that fight for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that Frank Shakur fight, that'd be a nice one. That'd be a nice treat.
Yeah. They said ESPN got some big weekend during November. They're gonna have that fight on. They have some kind of big racing weekend in Las Vegas, so they want to put that fight during that weekend in Las Vegas.
Yeah, the Formula One. I think it starts on Thursday.
Yeah. They were saying that they were talking about maybe putting that fight on Thursday. I'm like, they ain't finna put that fight on Thursday. They're gonna put it on that Saturday. That's when the Formula One race is gonna be that Thursday. But they were saying on the internet, oh man, that fight gonna be on a Thursday. I'm like, you're gonna put that fight on a Thursday night? I won't watch it either way, but I'm just saying it'd be best for them to put it like on a Saturday night, you would think.
I think that Formula One should go for a couple of days, don't it? I think it's like because they got to qualify or position, that type of shit.
Okay.
Start on Thursday and then it goes to the weekend.
Okay, so they might have Tank. I mean, some people on the internet saying that fight gonna be on a Thursday night. I'm like, what? They gonna put that fight on a Thursday? You know, you see some fights on Friday night, Saturday, but I'm like, damn, they put that fight on a Thursday. Well, they say it's gonna be right around that Formula One weekend, so maybe they might put it on Thursday. Then they got the big race going Thursday through Saturday. Maybe Saturday is the final, so they don't want to go against that. Maybe they might put it on a Thursday. I don't know, but either way it go, man, I hope they get the fight made. It's gonna be a hell of a fight.
Well, they good at that type of shit. Like they had T.O. come on after the Heisman shit.
Yeah. That's the best thing to do. Put it on that Saturday night right after the Formula One race during the day, because the race is gonna be during the day. You put the fight on that Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I've been hearing some people saying that fight gonna be on a Thursday, but I don't know. They might have just got it mixed up. It was the date they mentioned, November 16th. When I looked that up, I'm like, oh yeah, this is a Thursday. What the hell?
That's what I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand this WBC shit though, man. I don't know how they strip Haney. And Jamal been holding the damn belt for 2 years and ain't fought nobody.
Yeah, they trying to be sensitive to Jamal. That's what Suleiman said. He going through his trials and tribulations in his personal life, and they trying to stay with him. That's what they saying. So that's why they ain't stripped him yet. Okay, Pat Green say they saying that they're aiming for November 11th for Devin versus Regis.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, it'll be 5 days potentially before before Shakur versus Frank. If that November 16th date is accurate, you know.
Yeah, because they worked first. They was gonna fight on that same day. Tyson Fury and Ngannou.
Yeah, which everyone was trying to tell reason why we fight on that day, man. When Tyson Fury and Ngannou, which is going to be a big fight because you got the boxing fans and the MMA fans that's going to be watching that fight. So your fight going to get overshadowed fighting on that day.
That's what he was trying to tell him. Shit.
Mm-hmm. Even though that fight would have been on at nighttime and that Fury and Ngannou, they fighting over Saudi Arabia, it's going to be on during the day. But even saying that, it's going to get overshadowed because everybody going to be talking about that fight and they ain't a lot of people going to move after that fight. They going to be moving around on Saturday. They be thinking that's it. They ain't going to be going, oh, no, we got another fight on tonight, Devin and Regis. So it would overshadow, even though it ain't going to be coming. It wouldn't be coming on at the same time, potentially, if they fought on that day. It'd be on that later that day. It'd been good for us. But like, yeah, we got a full day of boxing. Watch Fury and Ngannou, and then later on watch Devin and Regis. But I think they want to maximize their money. They don't want to get overshadowed.
Shit, you got to remember football back too. So you got college football and pro football shit.
Yeah, sure is. November too. That's right around. That's right around crunch time with college football. See, that's when them teams playing big games, trying to set up and win their conference, set up the bowl game or the playoffs.
Exactly.
Drizzy Dro said Wilder versus AJ. See, what I don't like about that, Wilder need to get a fight in. And then I heard Eddie Hearn say yesterday that 2 or 3 more weeks, man, we should have this fight done. 2 to 3 more weeks, man. You said last week that, man, it ain't gonna take a long couple of days. We should have this thing lined up right after he beat Hellenius. Now you talking about 2 to 3 weeks. I'm like, I thought Wilder already signed his part of the contract, and what's taking y'all so long? So I'm always Eddie Hearn doing Eddie Hearn type of things, man. I don't know if that fight actually gonna actually come to fruition. I hope it do, but
I wanted Wilder to fight Ruiz first and then fight AJ. Shit, that's what I want.
And that's what that's what he should do. Especially when you know Eddie Hearn known for playing games, man. You can't trust him as far as you can throw him, man. You should get something lined up. And then if they got that fight lined up, then you can go straight into that fight. But I wouldn't be putting all my hope and dreams on what Eddie Hearn talking about, man. He let you down before, man. With that shit, he be talking. Every time his mouth moving, boy, he be lying. Can't believe nothing he said. Yeah, I wouldn't even trust him, man. I would have tried to get a fight with Andy. If Andy don't want to act right, you get a tune-up with Prince Charles or somebody. Frank Sanchez, somebody out there.
That'd be so good warm-up. Good tune-up.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, that ain't gonna test none of the skills that need to be tested.
I don't want him tested. I just need him to fight because he ain't had one round in the last 2-3 years. Shit. You need to get some rounds in.
Right, but the whole point of the rounds is to be able to see how we've improved with Malik Scott. And fighting a Charles Martin, that's not going to do that. You're going to get another Hellenius moment. And then we're going to be complaining, oh, he only went 3 rounds. And then he caught him and then he was asleep. And then that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is no real opponent left. It's just time to go into the AJ fight to knock his ass out. That's the truth of the matter. That's it.
Man,
yeah, you just don't want to hear that, man. My timing was off because he been out the ring for over a year and a half. Wilder ain't fought since like October of 2022.
I understand that.
And that's all you're going to get is a bunch of goddamn excuses if it don't turn out right. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, it don't need to be no excuses, but I'm just saying, like, so ideally you would want to fight an opponent that would somewhat give you the dimensions and style of what AJ's going to be. And I don't believe that opponent exists because Ruiz fights nothing like AJ. That's a smaller opponent with faster hands. You know what I'm saying? Like Prince Charles Martin, that's a tomato can.
He's a big heavyweight, though. He's about 6'5". He's a big heavyweight.
He's big, but he's not nearly as athletic His hands are slow. He don't fight like AJ. He's a tomato can.
He a softball too, I think.
So that's really not gonna help. You know what I'm saying? So fuck it. Just go straight into the goddamn AJ fight. He either gonna catch him or he's gonna catch him. Either way. So fuck it.
He get knocked out during that fight. AJ got power, man. AJ, he hesitant, he gun shy, but when he speaks, let them hands go, and he should come in there with a lot of confidence because Wilder been out the ring so long. He fought twice since Wilder had his last fight. He had 2 fights.
He can crack too. And he can crack too.
He can crack.
Yeah,
He got
oh
a right
yeah.
hand.
Oh yeah. Oh no disrespect. This is AJ, you know, the landlord. I understand that. But he's not beating Wilder. Wilder
I don't know.
quicker, Wilder more accurate with the shots. Not all the time. I understand not all the time, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean when I say he more accurate with the shots. So, you know, and that's gonna be the difference. He's gonna catch him with something beautiful and crazy sounding, and he'll be sleep.
You know they talking about that fight happening in January. So you're looking at a lot of time out the ring for Wilder. We ain't talking about this year. We talking about 2024.
I thought they was gonna shoot for the December time.
No. They talking about January. Not
When
just him out
did
there.
they move it to January?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Man gonna be out the
Okay,
ring
all
man
right,
for 2
man.
years.
Okay, all right, man. Okay, January.
Bowl games.
Oh no. Okay, man. All right, all right. Y'all making a little bit more sense to me, but still, man, them two opponents ain't gonna help the situation. You dig what I'm saying? Like as far as preparing Wilder to fight AJ.
I'm just saying, get in the ring and knock some rust off because he gonna be rusted, man. That's too much time out the
He
ring.
had 1 round in 2 years, bro.
Yeah, and then like
he was a hard fought round.
and like you say, even the fight he had was 1 round. So and then he was inactive before the Hellenius fight. He had been out the ring for a while before the Hellenius fight. So you look at the last actually 3 years, he didn't fought like 2 times.
Yeah, one round in 3 years.
Yep.
Man, I've been wanting this fight forever. I'm just ready to get my fight, man. This is my fight, man. This is the one.
Yeah, I want to see it too. Been waiting 5 years.
They took all the luster off of my fight, man. It was supposed to be for undisputed. He had all them belts. We had the belts. We know how they rigged the system to get the belts, and we were supposed to get it. But fuck it. I still want it. I still want his head, figuratively, on the mantle.
Yeah,
You did.
He should have left that sleeping giant alone. That's what he should have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just think he should, take a fight, knock the rust off, man. Knock the rust off, and that's a long time, man, be in between fights.
Yeah. Yeah, January is a little long.
That's 5 months. Another 5 months.
Yeah, I was thinking they was gonna do it like early December too, like you know what I'm saying? Like before Christmas, December 10th, somewhere around there, early December, not no January. And then you talking about late January. Might as well say February.
Yeah, because Better Be fight January 13th against Callum Smith. So I don't know if it's gonna be like January 20th or 27th.
Yeah, it'll be around that time because like I said, you got the bowl games that's gonna be on.
Maybe y'all right. I'm man enough to say I'm wrong. Get some type of fight in if it's gonna be that long. I still think it's gotta be somebody else other than some flim flam Charles Martin though. I get it. Just get some rounds. But I need some resistance. You know what I'm saying? AJ not gonna come in there flim flamming. He gonna be trying his bestest. You dig?
Yep. Yeah. And like I said, it'd be his 3rd training camp with Derrick James. And like I said, he'd be more in the rhythm, fighting. It had 2 fights since Wilder's last fight. So That might be one of the reasons why you're hearing trying to slow play his negotiations. I understand why he came out of the deal. It's going to take about 2 to 3 weeks to finish the deal. He probably know Wilder might try to get in the interim fight, but he slow played, and Wilder don't want. He slow playing. By the time the trade do get signed, Wilder's like, man, it's so late, man. I don't want to take a chance fighting this quick, get hurt, get injured. I just gonna wait till January.
That's what's gonna happen.
He might, yeah, that might be the strategy to do it like that.
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Yep. You try to line up a fight, you need to be trying to line up a fight like this week or late next week. By the time you try to line you up a fight, like say like September, we November at the latest, where you have 3 months in between. You got December, January. Now that's November's too, but you got November, December, January. Yeah. You got to have something lined up by September at the latest. September, October, I guess, at the latest. October at the latest.
I'll tell you a good fight at 140 though. Teofimo and Gary Antoine Russell.
Yeah, that's a good fight.
Yeah, I like that fight. That's a good fight. What is that fight in talks or something? Like, is that an option on the table or no? That's just fantasy.
Yeah, fantasy right now.
Okay, I did.
Yeah, Teofimo, he was top rank. Gary, he was PBC, and they ain't big enough names where they can come together and try to put on a big fight.
Yeah, well, I actually figured that because his name isn't, big, that he might, you could easily slide him over there to be the opponent.
Yeah. I don't know where Gary is. Teofimo, he's a WBO junior welterweight champion. I know Gary Antoine was ranked highly in, I believe, the WBA. He actually could have fought for that belt. Rolling won, but I think his brother Gary Russell Jr. kind of trying to work him in a little slower. They ain't trying to rush him, even though I think he would have been ready. He could have beat that guy. Who was that guy? It was that guy that was supposed to fight Rolly, but he ended up popping dirty. So they pulled him out, and then Rolly fought that old man River Barosas. They fought for a vacant belt.
Nah, man, he was whooping Rolly's ass, man. You can't call him old man River. That was he had the old man strength on.
Yeah,
he was whooping his ass.
Hey, and then Rolly fake an injury because he don't want to fight. Shit.
Yeah, he don't want to fight on Harold Davis.
Yeah, shit. They told him what they said. You got 7 days to prove, or 14 days to prove that you injured. Shit.
Yep, show medical proof.
Yeah, I want to see a doctor's note. Shit. I'd like Gary Antoine Russell going to take that belt from Rolly too. He can go and take that one. That'd be easy. Shit.
Yeah, Rolly just want to fight Ryan, but he can't do that. You got obligations. You got mandatory. You want a vacant belt. We ain't just win. You don't know champion. When you win them vacant belts, you got outside. You got to have back-to-back mandatories. You got to take care of. So you got to take care of his mandatory. And Davis say he ain't taking no step aside money. So I think what's gonna happen is he's gonna fight Ryan Garcia for that vacant belt, and then I think Ryan beat him. Then Rolly gonna come out of semi-retirement, whatever, and then come back and fight Ryan. And then they gonna strip him though, because he ain't hurt. He just don't want to fight Davis.
Yeah, ain't no that. Yeah, he ain't hurt. Shit. He ain't hurt.
Yeah, it's all good. He didn't win the belt no damn way.
No, that was a gift. If you ever decided somebody gonna get a gift, that was show one. That was a gift. Because he was in trouble, bro. That old man was whooping his ass.
Yep. Pound for pound, King say Gary Antoine looked like shit in his last fight. Pound for pound, can you think about that fight before? His actually last fight, he knocked the guy in the first round. He was impressive in his last fight. You think about that fight with Barthélemy, a fight that they probably stopped too early.
Barthélemy make everybody look bad. Shit.
Yeah, he hardly looked good again.
He's real awkward.
Very awkward. He a wily veteran. Yeah, he tough to look good again.
Yep. Barthélemy make everybody look funny.
Yeah. That's why I think pound for pound King looking at, but he actually fought August 12th on the undercard of that Emmanuel Rodriguez fight. He looked
Yeah,
impressive. First round knockout.
yeah, that didn't take no time. Shit. That didn't take.
MAW say, oh, it's happening, no doubt. There's too much money on the line for the Saudis to pass up. Expect to see Wilder versus AJ in December, in my humble opinion. Yeah, MAW, it's gonna happen, but it's not gonna happen in December. It's gonna happen in January. So,
No, Eddie already said January.
yep. So that's why we saying Wilder should get a fight in September, October for that fight with AJ. Let's see what else the chat talking about here. You see old Tommy Fury coming back. I seen that they had a crazy, silly, stupid clown show press conference with him and KSI.
His daddy
John
acted.
Fury jumping up there throwing tables around like he's Derek Chisora,
Yeah,
flipping tables
he did a
over.
Chisora. He did a
Yeah.
Chisora.
Acting a fool like he really wants smoke, but he really didn't want no smoke. Like once he threw that table, he could have got to them boys. He's right there. The table ain't in the way no more. You ain't do nothing. You just talking. He want to jump around like he ready to fight. Oh, John Fury. Crazy.
Yeah, it's all for hype shit.
Yeah. Actually gonna be kind of for a YouTube fight. Kind of looking forward to seeing that fight. I want to see how Tommy Fury look against KSI. I seen KSI fight, and he ain't no real boxer. But one thing about him, he faster than Jake Paul. He real fast. He real fast on his feet. He very quick, very explosive. So I want to see how Tommy Fury deal with somebody it's gonna be different than Jake Paul. Like I say, KSI, he much faster, much lighter on his feet.
Man, I was shocked at Tommy. Tommy actually looked like he could box when he fought Jake. Shit.
Yeah. He gonna be able to. He the better boxer, but he gonna be dealing with something a little different, with the speed and athleticism. KSI bring something a little different than Jake. Cause Jake just Jake one of them try hard type of fighter. He taking boxing serious, but his skills are just limited, man. He got a nice little hook, but Fury was able to box his ears off for most of the fight. And see how he deal with somebody with some fast hands, athletic, fast twitch muscle, a little bit on another level than Jake Paul. So kind of hope KSI won because I want to see, KSI Jake Paul. That'd be a big fight for the YouTubers. That'd be because Jake Paul can't beat Tommy Fury. He fight him again, he gonna lose again. Bad matchup, bad stylistic matchup.
Yeah. Man, he had to change it. He too slow, I think. Just too slow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he's too slow.
Mm-hmm. Oh, John Smith say that right hand don't get rusty. I hear you, John. You saying that right hand about Wilder. That ain't gonna never get rusty, yeah? Then you gotta set that right hand up though. You know Jake James ain't gonna just let him get hit with no right hand. He gonna be telling him to circle to his right and try to take away your right hand. Circle right, circle right. I think the punch that Wilder can get AJ up out of there actually is the left hook, actually, because he's gonna be so worried about that right hand. He catch him with that left hook. That's gonna be the punch that can knock him out. You got to beat him with the punch that he ain't really prepared for. Many people don't know that. That's what he got. That's what he knocked out. Ruiz was Ortiz was in that first fight. It wasn't that right hand. He ended that fight with the left. He beautiful left. He used that left beautiful in that Ortiz first fight. That's how he was able to get him up out of there. Ortiz was so worried about that right hand. Got him with the left. That's what he need to do with AJ. But again, you need ring. You need to be having fights and working on stuff like that. Having fights. Don't be taking these long layoffs.
Yep. Yep. Either way, I still think, like I said, I would just love to get Wilder to get a fight in first, like you said, shit. So I don't care who it is, shit. He just need to get something in to me.
Yep. Yeah, knock that ring rust off. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
What y'all think DuBois gonna do with Usyk?
I think Usyk gonna get his first knockout at heavyweight. That's what I think gonna happen. I think DuBois is chinny, man. He chinny.
That's how you see it.
Yeah, that guy he fought last time, Kevin Lorena, that soap opera actor. Lorena, he knocked that boy down multiple times, man, and had him out. He could have knocked him out. I thought he took his foot off the gas. I don't know if he was thinking he was gonna rush in there and get caught with something, but yeah, I think he could have got him up out of there, but he ended up letting him recover, and he ended up getting knocked out. So he looked at taking that fight. Lorena ain't got no power. I think Usyk got more power than the last guy he fought. So I think Usyk being the superior boxer gonna set a trap for him and run him into something, gonna knock him out maybe sometime early in the second half of the fight, round 7, round 8, knock him out.
Yeah, I think ever since DuBois fought Joyce, he ain't been the same.
Yep.
Yeah, I would also agree with the TKO. I feel like that's gonna happen.
How many rounds y'all think? Second half of the fight, first half of the fight?
Eighth, ninth round, he gets put in the matrix, big
Yeah.
matrix, and it's over.
Yeah, I think like say second half of the fight, round 7, round 8, somewhere in there. I think he gets a stoppage, gets a knockout, KO.
Oh, you think he puts him like down on the ground and the referee's waving it off?
Yeah, I think he knocked out. I think he stops it. I think he maybe drops him a couple times. I think he either knocks him out or they stop him. Referee jump in and stop it.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be his first knockout at KO at heavyweight.
Okay. Yeah, he gets put in the matrix.
Mm-hmm.
Dubois ain't no good. Well, I don't want to say he ain't no good, but he not on this level. What he about to try to do?
Yeah. He's like I say, he's chinny and to me, he's a little bit more fluid of a overall fighter even than AJ. He's more fluid. AJ kind of robotic to me. He's more fluid, but it's just his chin is shaky. He make a lot of mistakes in the ring, man. He gonna get caught with something, man. You know, Usyk is a superior technical boxer. He gonna be able. And he said he's probably the best fighter in boxing as far as doing them feints, getting you to react off them feints, and then he countering off them feints, get you to react. He did a good job in the AJ fight with them feints. He'll play like he's gonna jab you to the body, pump you just to get your hand, drop your hand. He gonna come over the top with a right hand or 1-2. You know, to get you to drop your hand. He's a master of feints. He gonna and DuBois is basically, ain't been in there with nobody on this level. He gonna be reacting to them feints. He gonna set him up with some, catch him over the top, maybe drop him.
Yeah, big matrix.
Has Usyk stopped anybody since he been in heavyweight?
Nope. He ain't stopped nobody since he been a heavyweight.
He didn't stop Witherspoon.
Oh yeah, you right. He did tell me. Well, whatever decision, he stopped him.
I thought I don't know.
Yeah, 'cause he didn't look good in that fight at all. That was his first fight at heavyweight. He did not look good, but it might have been a stoppage. It wasn't like he knocked him out. It was one of maybe one stoppage on his feet stoppage. But I thought I don't remember. I think if it was a stoppage, one of them stoppage where, like I said, one of them knockout. Maybe Weatherspoon gassed out or whatever, they stopped it or whatever. I don't know, but this would be at least his first. I think it's gonna be his first like knockouts. KO at heavyweight. He fought Chisora, went 12 rounds. Then he had the 2 fights with AJ that went 12. Yeah, Pound for Pound Key said it must have been the fight before that. The fight he lost in that one, he looked terrible. Yeah, he actually won that fight, but I thought that referee stopped that fight too early. That was the Bartolome fight. Yep. Papa Pound King say your volume is low. Okay. My volume is low. Okay. Let me turn it up. Hello. Okay. Yeah, so we got a good fight coming up this Saturday. That fight gonna be in Poland, so it's gonna be right on that border of Ukraine. So he be fighting in front of a lot of countrymen. Basically a homecoming fight for Usyk, taking on DUBOIS. Might have some people coming from the UK flying down for that fight. I don't know. They might not be. That's you flying down. You fly. You say I ain't finna fly in the middle of a war zone. That's right on that border. So I don't know how many people they have coming over from the UK, but it's gonna be a electric atmosphere though. Fighting in Poland. Last time Poland hosted a heavyweight title fight. Everybody gotta go check the history books in boxing. It's probably been a long time since they had a heavyweight title fight in Poland.
Anybody good on the undercard?
I gotta look at the undercard. I know on ESPN Plus it's gonna be a one fight card. They're gonna show the main event. It's gonna be on ESPN Plus around 4:00 Central Time, 5:00 Eastern. And they're gonna go right to the main event. So they're not gonna show the undercard. You probably have to go get a live stream or something. And catch that undercard. Yeah, one fight deal, and the ESPN got a card on later on that night with Big Baby Anderson fighting in a tune-up, fighting this guy named Rudenko. This guy is worse than the guy he just beat, Charles Martin. He's just a step down in competition, but I think they want him to look good in this fight because he kind of got exposed a little bit against Charles Martin, getting caught with them straight left hands.
Hey man, if Charles Martin had about 15 more seconds in that last round, it might have been a different outcome.
Yep. He had him hurt, didn't he? He had him wobbling.
Man, he had him on shaky leg, bro.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Batal Ray put him right back in. That fight, Charles Martin fight was like last month. They put him right back in the ring a month later in a showcase fight. So he probably gonna knock this guy out. That fight shouldn't go past 3 rounds. This guy he fight.
Yeah, he need to change his perspective on boxing. He said, I didn't like how he was talking when he was talking to Roy Jones about his what his goals were. He was like, "Yeah, I don't care if I win a champion. I'm just trying to make some money." I was like, "This dude right here tripping."
Yeah.
That if he make enough money before he get the belts, he good.
Yeah, man.
And it showed in that Martin fight. That's for sure.
Yeah, he showed that. He said he don't love boxing. He really don't love the sport. He just like what the sport do for you.
That's what he said.
He a talented fighter too, man. It's a shame, man. Hopefully, hopefully he's taking these fights serious, man. 100%. He really want to win these fights because he really got a lot of talent, man. He's a future world champion in the making. So hopefully he can dedicate himself to his craft and get the most out of his career that he can be. Because he got, like I said, he's definitely got the talent to be a world champion. Tyson Fury co-signed what I just said. He said that, this guy's the next great heavyweight champion. So he sparred with Fury. Fury know this guy's got the skills. So
yeah, I'd like to see him fight like a Frank Sanchez. I want to see him fight Frank Sanchez.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good fight right there. Yeah, that'd be a good fight. Frank Sanchez. Frank Sanchez is a great counterpuncher from that Cuban background. Got good pop on his punches too. So he did in over a Jabba. Put on that's probably his best win over a Jabba. That was on the undercard of the Fury Wilder 2 fight, I believe. They fought. Might have been the 3rd fight. I think it was the 2nd.
Yeah, and that'd be a good one right there.
Mm-hmm.
We know if he for real or not.
Yeah, it'd be a good test for him. Yep.
I don't think nobody want to fight Frank Sanchez. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, he the boogeyman. Now he replaced Ortiz. He the boogeyman. A lot of people don't want to fight him.
Yeah, you a problem.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, that'd be a good fight. Him and Big Baby Anderson. It's probably a 50-50 fight, really. Especially we see how Big Baby looked against Charles Martin. He got hurt, got rocked. He can't. And Frank Sanchez might be a harder puncher than Prince Charles was, who was able to hurt him.
Yeah, he got rocked a couple times in that fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he had to be disciplined when he fight Frank Sanchez. Stay behind his jabs, throw the right hand, but be defensively responsible because Frank Sanchez, like I say, he do a good job of countering you. He wants you to bring the pressure where he can counter you, catch you coming in with something.
Mm-hmm. What you think gonna happen with this Joe Joyce fight again? Think he gonna be able to pull it out this time, or he gonna be the same thing?
I think it's gonna be a little bit more competitive. I think it's gonna go the distance. I mean, not go, but at least go to the second half of the fight. And he got to take away Zhang's left hand. He was getting caught with that left hand at will. If he can't take away the left hand, it's gonna be the same outcome. He's gonna take a L. He can take away that left hand and make Zhang have to use the right hand more consistently than then that's gonna be the George's best chance to win. George got that jab. He got to establish that jab, and
He do. He got to stop using his face to block punches, though. Shit.
yeah, his face got marked up in that last fight, so he know the boy got some good pop on his punches. So
He be fighting like, hit me, I'm gonna hit you harder, type of shit.
Yep.
That's what that boy Zane got is there. Close that eye up.
Yep. Yeah, that fight go down. That fight supposed to go down in UK. I think it may be one of them soccer stadiums. I think they supposed to be having it over there. So
When's that fight again? November?
yeah, you talking about
Joyce.
yeah, Joyce is September. My bad, September 23rd.
Okay.
It'll be a week before Canelo and Charlo.
Okay.
So you got a couple of good fights after this card this weekend. You got a couple of solid fights in between the Charlo Canelo fight. You got a couple, like I say, Eubanks and Smith, and then you got this fight.
That Eubanks and Smith too. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Who training Eubanks for this fight?
Bomac. Yeah, Bomac there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He got knocked out. Last fight was Smith, so he hope you don't have them demons going into the rematch. He's the most talented fighter. He got the better overall skills, but I don't know if that first fight gonna be playing in the back of his mind.
I was shocked because Eubank I thought had a chin on him.
Yeah. Ain't nobody ever seen him get knocked down, get stopped like that.
I ain't never seen him get hurt like that. He been hit by some big punches too.
Yep.
But Roy said he didn't follow the game plan. He went in there, did everything but what he told him to do.
Yep. Trainer could give you some good advice, and you don't go out there and execute on it. It's gonna be on you. They're gonna try to put it on the coach too.
It might have been a combination of him trying to make that catch weight to fight Ben too, and then when that one didn't go through, he went on straight up to this one. I don't know. That might have been had something to do with it. I'm not sure.
Yep, it could have. Pac Reed say Wilder should fight F.A. Job. F.A. Job, he fighting this Saturday, I believe, on that Big Baby Anderson card. He fighting his co-main event, so that lets you know what they're trying to set up. They trying to set up that fight with Big Baby Anderson versus F.A. Job probably early next year. Well, they got him fighting on the undercard, co-main event. So if he win and Big Baby win, that's gonna be the next fight.
Hmm. Yeah. So what's dang, I sure wish Wilder can get another fight.
Yeah, hopefully he get a fight.
I don't know who he can fight though. Who the hell he get?
Yeah, like we had mentioned, Charles Martin. Want to go a little bit more dangerous, Frank Sanchez.
Who we? That might be a little bit too much.
Yeah, that's a dangerous fight.
Yeah, that might upset the apple cart right there.
Hmm. Yeah, especially coming out with all that inactivity. You gonna get somebody like Frank Sanchez, who's a great counter puncher, can capitalize on mistakes like that. You are off timing off. He capitalize on that.
Yeah, he might mess the bag up fucking with him. Then leave him alone.
Yeah. Like I say, Prince Charles Martin, Martin to take the fight.
Yeah, I
Put him
think
in there.
that'd be suitable enough. Plus he can take he might last a few rounds. He gonna go a few rounds.
Yeah. He's a veteran. He's been in there with all type of styles, been boxing. A veteran in the game now. Yeah, he's veteran. Being veteran gonna keep him some rounds in. He don't get knocked out in the first minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess we'll get that Tank versus Cruz fight. That probably having what November too, October, November.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be in December.
Oh, December.
Yeah, the PBC they done put on 4 holes on with the MGM, one of them hotels in Las Vegas. They got 4 dates on hold from November 4th through December 30th. They got 4 holes on some dates, so they gonna probably have one of them dates. I would assume would be Benavidez and Andrade, and the other date I think would be Tank and Cruz, Pitbull Cruz. One of them might be Crawford Spence rematch. If that fight this year, that fight probably gonna be next year.
Yeah, they said no. Steven Espinosa said that fight won't be this year.
Yeah.
He said,
So like I said, looking at Andrade, Benavidez, and Tank and Pitbull.
shit, Jamal need to be getting his ass in there trying to fight Caleb Plant after he got slapped. That what it need to be done.
Yeah, maybe that might be one of them dates too. Maybe so. Maybe they might do something with Thurman and Stoyanis and maybe
Oh,
Boots and Crowley. Maybe do some kind of double header, some kind of stat card over there for that.
Ugas supposed to be fighting Barrios?
He fighting Barrios on the undercard of the Canelo and Charlo fight.
I thought Thurman was supposed to get that Ugas fight. Now what the hell going on with Thurman?
Yeah, Thurman just be talking, jaw jacking, ain't getting no fights lined up though. Been out the ring for almost 2 years. So
Man,
he need to get. I think he's gonna end up fighting Stoyanis because that's basically 4 fighters left. Now that Ugas fighting Barrios, we got 4 fighters left. You got Keith Thurman, Bruce Ennis, Mantis Stoyanis, and Cody Crowley. So I think those 4 fighters gonna fight each other in what order we don't know. I would assume it'd be Thurman, Stoyanis, and Boots and Crowley. I think that's probably the way they go. Then maybe the winners meet up, first quarter of 2024.
I thought Stayon said he wanted to fight Boots.
Yeah, he said that he talking big, but you fight the much more winnable fight is Thurman, and it might be for a little more money because Thurman got maybe a little bit bigger name than Boots. Been around longer, former unified champion, probably a little bit more money than that. Let Boots Cody Crowley say he wouldn't mind fighting Boots either. He said he'll fight Boots either. So put Boots in there with Crowley, and then let the winners meet up early part of next year. Gary Russell Jr. He came out a couple of days and said he wouldn't mind fighting Inoue. He said he would take the fight with Inoue. But Gary, man, he need to get him probably an intro fight in. Don't jump in there with no Inoue. He been coming off a major injury, been out the ring for over a year. Don't jump in there with no Inoue.
Man, he ain't gonna fight but once a year anyway, shit, so you might as well.
I will get in there fighting Inoue, yeah, once a year.
Shit. Yeah, next thing you know, he'll be retired. Shit, he only fight once a year. Shit,
Yep.
I wouldn't mind seeing that'd be a good fight though.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd like to see that one.
Yeah, Gary, he got a little bit faster, a little bit faster hands than Fulton.
Smarter too.
A little bit smarter, veteran. Be able to give him create more problems for Inoue.
Yeah, and he a lefty.
Yep.
Oh man, I'd like to see that one. Much more better than him trying to come up and fight Tank. I don't want to see that shit.
Yeah, not not right now. A couple of years I can see it. I can't see it right now.
Yeah. Gotta have a great performance. They just like they try to do Crawford. Gotta have a great performance. Now you want to throw him to the wolves.
Yeah, Crawford was at first he was saying if he would fight Canelo, he had to be at 158. Now he say he'll fight him at 168, but Canelo not saying that he don't want to fight Crawford at 168 because he ain't gonna get no credit. They gonna say Crawford was too small. But he contradicted himself because earlier when he first heard that Crawford was talking about fighting him at 158, he was saying, "Nah, fight me at 168. I'm not gonna move no lower than 168." Now the Crawford said, "Okay, I'll fight you at 168 if you beat Charlo." He like, "Oh, now you too little." So he know Crawford got the skills, so he don't want to chance that and get that dude come up 3-weight classes and beat him. That'd be a stain on his resume. So he don't want to take that chance. He know Crawford the real deal.
He do got the skills, but damn, that's a big jump. 3 weight classes. Shit.
Yep. Rather than pull it off and be Crawford, you got to be disciplined. You have to fight a little bit more cautious fight, fighting a guy much bigger than him. Then about Canelo, he started out at 140. Then he started his career off at 140 pounds. Yeah, it's about 5'8", 5'9". He got a thicker frame and a wider frame than Crawford, but it ain't like he some big guy. Crawford actually taller than him, and Crawford got a longer reach. But he ain't gonna fight him anyway. I guess he was just talking when he told Crawford to come up to 168 if he wanted to fight. Crawford said, "Okay, I come up to 168." Now you talking about you too small, so that kind of let me know that Crawford got the skills. He predicted Crawford was gonna beat Spence. Crawford got the skills. You say, well, if I do beat him, I ain't gonna get no credit. Then I could lose to this guy. This guy's a special talent. So, Crawford, Canelo never tried to get in the ring. Never since that Laura controversial win, he ain't been trying to get in the ring with no slick guy that can box and technical and very versatile type of fighters. He ain't trying to get in the ring with this type of fighter. That's why he ain't never was been in no rush to fight Andrade. Talking about Andrade ain't fought nobody. He got a boring style. Yeah, you don't want to fight him. You don't like that style.
Remains to be seen. Remains to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a nice, plus Crawford looking for the money anyway. He looking for the money and get out of here. That's all it is.
Yeah, he looking for money fights. That's what he looking at. That's why he talking about Tank want to come up to 147. He fight Tank. That's a big money fight.
wonder what happened to that Danny Garcia versus Alejandro Lara fight. That fight was supposed to happen the same weekend, the same day as the Jake Paul Nate Diaz fight, but a couple of weeks ago, before that fight was supposed to happen, they took it off of BoxRec and took it off of ESPN.com fight schedules. So I don't know what happened. They ain't announced nothing or nothing. So I guess they probably just gonna move that fight to another date.
I forgot all about that fight.
Yeah, it's supposed to take place at the Barclays.
Fighting at 160 or catch weight. 160,
yeah.
Right? Catch weight.
Catch weight of 155.
155.
Yep. Lara is the regular WBA middleweight champion. He might be the full champion now that Triple G vacated all his belt. He might be the full champion, but that was going to be at a catch weight of 155.
Yeah, well. All right, fellas, I'm gonna call it a day.
All right, man, you take it easy. Yeah, I'm gonna call it a day too. Get ready to lay it down. Go to work tomorrow.
Absolutely. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Yep.
All right, peace.